Hello and welcome to unMadeGaming, guys. It is Tuesday? It's Tuesday. It's been a long 2 days of this week so far. It is Tuesday and we are here for the Curse of Strahd. And with us today are our usual cast and crew, the usual suspects. We'll start with someone who just did some tinkering at home and everything's broken and shattered. Mr. Bitters, who are you? What are you doing here? And who are you playing tonight?
I'm Mr. Bitters, and I have headset tinnitus. I don't know what I did, but I did it. So I got 3 hours of noises in my ears you can't hear.
Yeah.
Tonight I'll be playing not Toddrick, and Stewart Gibbs is his name. He's a human fighter with a sword on a stick.
Oh, I'm going to try to remember that. No, Toddrick. I'll leave that up. Yeah, Mr. Bitters replaced his video card, and now his sound doesn't work. Nailed it. Someone who is playing Toddrick today, Frags, who are you? What are you doing here? And who is Toddrick?
Hi, I am playing Toddrick Ellisor, and I am a nature wizard, or a druid for some of you other folks. Yeah, no, I'm a mod here. I'm friends with Stewart, and we do stuff together.
I like to think that like your Frags is friends with Stewart, but not Toddrick. Like you in real life, you made friends with an imaginary character.
Yeah, I love him. He's my waifu. That's what it is.
I actually just show up on Tuesdays and hang out with Stewart and pretend that we're real. Oh man, we'll jump over to Rem. Who are you? What are you doing here? And who are you playing tonight?
Hey, it's me, Rem, Insomniac Zeke. I'm playing Auntie Nanny. She's a little old woman, probably older than the rest of the party, like combined ages. Because when I'm on here, I play old ladies. It's sometimes you just gotta let out.
Yeah.
She's a human wizard, abjuration geared, and she's quite motherly. I get to play my inner mom.
You are the mom of the party.
That's right.
Officially true. Which is ironic because last season, Madfish played the mom of the party. Also played an old lady. So that's what we need on every season is someone to play an old lady and be the mom of the party so that everyone doesn't get derailed. Speaking of which, Madfish, who are you? What are you doing here? And who are you playing tonight?
I'm Madfish. I hang on the internet and make stuff. I have an Etsy store. And I'm playing Thorne Black Talon. And I was so close to actually having the guitar queued up. I did start making a YouTube playlist for her, though.
Nice.
She's got a couple of tracks on there. She is a metal as fuck barbarian. She's Black Dragonborn. Her goals are to be metal as fuck all the time, 24/7.
So far, it's like 75% right now.
Yeah, and also sleep.
Yeah.
Because, don't wake her up.
Mm-hmm. Or take food out of her, anything. Don't put food near her. Yeah.
Like, if she can reach it.
Yeah. Don't interact with food around where she is.
Yeah, so she is like 75% badass and 25% sleep and food.
Sweet.
Because she can do both.
Eat and sleep at the same time? Or be metal and sleep and eat?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, without further ado, guys, previously on the Curse of Strahd. Waking up at the abandoned Vistani camp, the adventurers and their charges gathered their belongings and set out to cross the bridge at the falls, and began winding their way through the craggy, vine-covered buttresses of the high pass. Heeding the warning of the Vistani, they took care to avoid the old mill perched atop the hillock and instead opted for a shortcut through the woods, and became lost. Unprepared to navigate the dark forest of Barovia, Stewart quickly became lost, while Toddrick caught the sound of hungry wolves in the wind. Quickly taking up positions to defend themselves against the beast, Stewart, Toddrick, Nanny, and Thorne were all taken aback by what approached. A humanoid figure covered in hair, bearing striking canine features. The beast leapt to attack, and its wolf companions quickly joined the fray. The death of the canine beast brought more questions as the monster reverted to the form of a naked human male. Throwing the corpse in the wagon, the party proceeded to make their way out of the forest into a swiftly running river. And there on the other side of the river, atop a hill, in stark reflection, stood what could only be a dragon. Regaining their bearings, and the party following the river to the crossroads, and eventually found their way to the village of Vallaki, where they were treated to a very different scene than that of Barovia. And we will start in the Vistani camp with one Auntie Nanny. Nanny, you are in the camp, and you are, I believe you asked to speak to their leadership about purchasing some kind of wares.
Yes, I went in to speak. They said their matron was missing, and that they're like, we're short one old lady. I'm an old lady.
That's true. You are an old lady. I believe their matron was dead.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
They're dead. Yep, they are being led by two brothers named Luvash and Aragal. And the Vistani man that is with you brings you over. There's a few people, being jovial in the center of the tents. And he leads you to the large central tent, very similar to the previous large central tent you had been in. Except when you enter, there is no evil-looking elderly lady with a mysterious orb in front of her.
because she just arrived. Oh yeah.
God damn it. Instead, there is the cries of pain as you walk into this thing, into this tent, and you hear as the tent flap opens, you hear and there before you, tied to the central post of this tent, is a young man with back exposed, and another large man cracking a whip over his back. This guy looks like he's taken several lashings across the back, but doesn't seem to be struggling in any way. He seems to be taking his beating. The man opens the curtain for you and sort of ushers you inside without really saying much of a word. What do you do?
It's that part in The Simpsons that is now a very popular animated GIF where Grandpa Simpson goes walking into that little brothel house, sees Bart working the door, walks in, puts his head up on the thing, walks around, sees Bart, grabs his head off the thing, and turns around and goes right back outside.
Yep.
She's going to try and do something like that, but it's like, oh dear, no, no, and start to try to shuffle her way back out.
The guy is holding the door over for you. He says, no, go inside. It's everything is fine. Go right inside.
What if everything is fine? You look, there's a man having his flesh torn asunder in front of me. That's fine. This is normal for you.
Yes.
I'm very low growling noises.
This is Alexei.
He's
pointing to the man strapped to the pole.
Hello, Alexei. How are you?
You see him peek his head up, and then another crack of the whip hits him. He's like, ah! The man looks to you, seeing you kind of go faint, and he says, Alexei is being punished.
I'm sure that Alexei will never do that again, will you, Alexei?
He looks to you and he says, I'll never take my eye.
Yes, he's been very, 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 very bad, hasn't he? Just going to run up, kind of shuffle up to him and just do a slap a little kid, trying to reach for yes, he's very
So as you run in, the man who was holding the curtain to the tent flap just sort of looks at you and then closes the tent flap. And as you run in, you see that there is a large man who is cracking back the whip, and he sort of stops as you're running up there. And you see another guy who's kind of leaning up against one of the barrels in the tent, and he walks over and says, "Oh, I believe we have guests. Luvash, put that down. Put it down."
Yes, please, Luvash, put that down, please.
And he walks over to you and he says, "Now, my dear lady, what can I do for you?"
Oh, well, you see, I have here some magic dust that I'm trying to sell, and I pull out the crushed dust from the orb.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in need of magical inks to transcribe some spells, so I maybe trade you some wares, you trade me some wares. We do a bit of a ware share, and she eyeballs the guy with the scars, and it's like, maybe do this somewhere that's not so terrifying.
Oh no, that's my brother Luvash. He's fine. Don't worry about him. My name is Aragal, and he puts his hand out to shake your hand.
Oh, Christ, I hate to see what you do to people who aren't your family. And she shakes his hand.
No, he just kindly shakes her hand. He says, "No, you see, our friend here, Alexei," and he points to the man strapped to the pole. He He says he had a job, and his job was to watch over my daughter. And he didn't do that, and now she's missing. And now he's being punished, as one does.
Okay, so fancy that. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of daughters getting snatched up around here. You know, I was down at the little Barovia place. People's daughters getting snatched up there. It's a bit of an epidemic.
Whose daughter was snatched in Barovia?
Oh, well, you see, there is this old woman. Give me one moment while I check my character sheet and find.
I am looking very confused and making some growling noises.
I believe you and Stewart Gibbs are inside the Burgomaster's house.
Oh, we are.
You guys decided to split the party at the very end there. Toddrick is in the temple, you two are in the Burgomaster's house, and Auntie Nanny, frail old Auntie Nanny, is all by herself.
Hey,
that's well.
sometimes she's got to go in.
Yeah.
Yes, her name was Mad Mary, and her daughter Gertrude is missing. At the same time, we just had to escort another young girl across to maybe prevent her from getting snatched up as well. I don't know, but don't blame him alone. Everyone's losing their daughters today.
You said that you escorted a young girl from Barovia.
No, I didn't. No, did I say that? I didn't say that.
Oh.
We followed with people.
Oh.
Yeah.
In that
Yes.
case, well, we have been kicked out of Vallaki. They don't like our kind there. They say that we stir up trouble and we're no good. So.
I had how would they? Why would they say something like that? Looking at the guy.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't understand why. But you'll understand my reservations for outsiders. The people of Vallaki don't treat us very kindly. Now, I would happily do business with you. However, with myself and my brother in charge, and the missing daughter of mine, the majority of our men are out looking for her. I haven't had time to do some upkeeping around here. If you wouldn't mind either helping find my daughter, or if you hadn't noticed all of the wine casks outside, we are flush out.
Did you notice that the place is a bit of a mess?
Yes.
She's gonna start like Mary Poppinsing, and like summon like a little maid, and whenever I'm feeling down and gloom, I hum a little tune, hum diddly, and just when your face can first use a good clean and Daisy.
And as Daisy begins like moving pillows and cushions, you see that there are several passed out people on the floor, passed out Vistani, male, female, in various states of dress, that seem to have had a similar night as to what you had in the Vistani camp, and are having a less great morning. So it appears as though the people that are not out looking for his daughter or being punished for losing his daughter are passed out in various places around the camp.
She's like kind of like mutters to herself, "Geez, I wonder how someone came in here and snatched people up. It seems everyone's just drunk all the time." She's going to maybe grab up little bowls of water if she can and set them next to their heads so that they can drink when they wake up. But definitely, I guess she's trying to let them know, hey, she's got some power. She ain't just a old so and so.
Okay. He kind of looks to you. He's like watching you clean, like just moving your hands around and things start to move and clean. He says, "Oh, I see that. Are you here? Are you one of what they call an adventurer, a traveler from somewhere else?"
I suppose you can say that, although apparently in this place, once any woman reaches age 80 or above, they start becoming old magic people. I don't think I've met an older person who doesn't cast spells yet.
Well, there are some young people that cast spells as well, I'm sure. But
yes,
you had some wares to sell. Is this correct?
Yes. Here's my sack of dust, and she pulls out the little from the magic crystal glass.
Yeah.
looking to make a trade. It doesn't quite benefit me. It's from this land, but maybe if you have magical
he
inks.
undoes the cinch on the top, and he puts his hand in and drops it. Oh yes, no, I understand, and begins cinching it down.
Does he get some of the dust and
Yeah, he
crack it in there?
On his teeth.
Yeah.
He says, "Now what exactly are you looking for?"
Well, you see there, I have my own magic book right here, and she takes out her tome, and this second magic book right here. Now, I would like to let's say condense them into one. This here, have you heard of? She starts rifling through Theodwin Liaminar. He's apparently an ancient spellcaster.
I have not. Is he of some renown?
Well, he's renowned enough to have this spell book with all of these spells inside. I want to transfer them to my spell book, but I need magical inks and all sorts of fancies to do this. So, if I can just trade some of this magic for any kind of magical inks you might have, maybe a spellcaster of your own has some to sell. But apparently no one in the town next door has any. They sent me out here.
Yes, the town in there doesn't use or believe in certain magics, so your best bet was to come out here. I can look through my cart. I could do that. In good faith, I will look through my cart. Now, if you ever hear anything about a missing girl, my daughter, if you ever see her, all of the Vistani, except for these few here, are currently out searching for them, and some of the Dusk Elves are joining with them.
Dusk Elf. I don't. Can I say I know much about them? What are the Dusk Elves?
Oh yes, most people don't know much about them. I believe that Strahd it was that he almost destroyed their line. I believe it's only males left.
Oh well, that's quite yeah. She's gonna mutter. Yeah, just can I keep track of the women down here? I don't know. Or Strahd's really just a greedy man.
Well, it happened as though he was married, I believe, to one of them, and she died. And as an act of revenge, he
took every single one.
Just the women.
Right. Oh, how geez.
Yes. Well, he killed them.
Oh,
as one
that's
does.
Fancy what we have going on here. So, yeah, you've been at a bit of a pickle, I see. But yeah, what is your daughter's name again? If I find her, and if she's not Strahded, I'll see what I can do. Strahded, yes.
Yeah, he looks to you and says, her name is Arabelle. She vanished last night, I believe. She's little more than 7 years old.
Oh, 7 years old. That's adorable. She sounds like quite a cherub there. That one.
Yes, you see, our friend Alexei here was supposed to be keeping a watchful eye on her, but he gets distracted easily.
Well, I'm sure he's learned his lesson, haven't you? You need to keep a better eye on the children so they don't get napped by Strahd, because you're a horrible guard. She's just trying to. She doesn't know whether do I go along with all the murder and mayhem, or do I try to be a good person?
He lifts his head and he's like, yes, I will be more careful in the future. Alexei kind of you can see he's got remorse in his eyes, but he is accepted his fate, and just sort of is slumped into the pole, not sexually at all, just a regular pole, and
regular strapping pole.
Yeah, it's a regular. And Aragel looks back to you and says, "Yes, and if or perhaps if you were to find any wine, as our stocks are out after the festivities last night, I'm sure one of my men will find Arabelle. But you were looking for special inks."
Yes, yeah. Special inks for copying spells into a spell book.
I can look through my cart, but it's going to take some time. It's full of objects. So if you give me some time, I will look back. Is there any kind of special ink? Is it a gold ink? Any color in particular?
Well, it's magical, so I imagine it would probably glow if you cast a detect magic on it.
Sure.
And it probably when you pick it up, you hear little bibbidi bobbidi boo incantations all around you.
Okay.
Alakazoo, you know the whole jingle. If I don't know if you do spells or not, but
Myself personally, no.
oh, okay. Well, it looks like regular ink, but it sparkles a bit. It's got some pizzazz. It's got some flair. You can trick up your rims on your spokes on your wagon with them. Give
Okay.
them some spinners.
Good. Well, I will look for them. Is there anything else you might need?
Right now, no, not quite. Maybe a place to take a rest.
Sure. Well, you could rest by the fire outside. There's a few lively people still out there. You could go back into town. You could seek one of the Dusk Elves below. They're supposedly hospitable at most.
I think I might go back into town and maybe talk to my companions. Maybe this could be another good quest for moral superiority that we can set out for.
Oh, good. Yes, and I'm sorry. What was the name of the girl you escorted here? You traveled with? I'm sorry. I didn't catch that.
Oh, her name? The name her parents gave her, or the name that
Yes.
we call her? Oh,
No, the one her parents gave her.
oh,
Perhaps I've heard of her before.
her name is Evinia.
Evelia. Oh.
Yes,
What a beautiful
Evilia.
name.
It's so beautiful. It's like her parents just plucked it from the sky at a moment's notice.
Well then, one day I look forward to meeting this Evelia. It sounds as if her name carries such beauty that her face must carry twice as much.
If you think about faces of beauty, wait till you see hers.
Oh. Well then, I must be in for a real treat.
Oh, yes, you are. Thanks, you like curtsies. Thank you. Kind of
Yes.
scoots out
Come
his
back
way.
anytime. I'll have that ink for you.
Thank you. There, will do.
And as you like close the tent flap behind you, you hear from inside the tent. Do you run? Do you pick up all your frills and run back to town? Or do you go anywhere else?
she girdles her skirts like she's never girdled before. She girdles her skirts, her griddles, everything she's toting, and she's just booking it back to town as fast as she can. Everything was going okay until everyone was whipping and losing kids, and everyone's drunk. She leaves Daisy. Daisy can just get ransacked.
Yeah, she's tidying until she disappears. Now, do you spiral down the hill? Do you go to any of these houses here, or you're just gone? You're out of here. You don't have any time for these people.
Let me see. Let's do a check out. I don't know. Like the. I think that she would actually book it, even though the me would like wanted to go full Skyrim and like break into every house and steal every sweet roll. I think she is fairly intimidated by this place now.
Mm-hmm.
So Nanny's going to just kiss gates and run.
Okay, cool. I don't know why.
She'll probably like slow down, get tuckered out if after a few times around this little circle. Like, oh my god, is this somebody?
Yeah, because it is quite a sloping hill around here. But yeah, so you sort of run down the hill and you do that weird stop thing where you get too fast going momentum and then you kind of trip up. But yeah, you make it safely back to town. And as the gates of the town are closing behind you, we'll just star wipe, and we'll go to the inside of the temple, where a short dirt wizard is walking in to the chapel. Toddrick, what are you doing?
I believe I came into the temple for some healing.
For some healing?
Yeah.
What kind of healing?
Well, I had that feeling, so
Mm-hmm.
it's got to be mystical healing.
Mystical healing.
I don't know if that was a sigh of disappointment or a sigh of relief, but there's
A little bit of both.
Yeah, usually it's both with you guys.
Little column A, little column B. So yeah, you enter this church, and it looks mysteriously similar to the other church you were in. There are, except this one doesn't look decrepit, and there are actual pews in here. So you walk in, there are 2 rooms on either side of the hallway. It opens up to a large expanse, and there are actual pews in here. The ceiling's not falling apart. It looks like it's well repaired. And there is a priest up at the lectern. Looks similar to Father Donovan in that he's wearing similar robes. You see a belfry with a rope hanging down behind it, and then behind that you see that 7-pointed sunburst that you've seen before. Sitting behind and to the left of the priest is a young boy dressed in a robe, but like it's very simple, like a very like rough-hewn, rough-spun robe. And he's just sitting there with his hands folded quietly. And the priest is looking out over, a gathering of maybe 4 people. And he's preaching about how the sun god Aomar, the Dawnbringer, the light giver, will deliver us from this blah, blah, blah. That whole deal. And he doesn't even notice you come in.
Toddrick's going to take his staff and kind of just boof, boof, on the floor.
Do you walk into the main area of the chapel, or are you still in like the hallway where you walk in the door?
It's like close. I'm still in the hallway, but like not quite completely into the whole chapel area.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you kind of like walk in like a little bit, and you see him look up and says, "Oh, yes, a new member of our flock. Come, sit down. Hear about the Morning Lord. Sit. Now he will deliver us from the evil that is Succumb Barovia."
Toddrick's gonna look at him and be like, "Hey, that's all great, but I'd really like him to deliver me a band-aid or something." And he's covering up one of the gashes from the werewolves.
"Oh, you seem to be injured there. Have you encountered the Devil Strahd's minions of evil?"
I don't know who he belonged to, but he hurt me. Yeah.
"Yes, well, step forth, boy, step forth. I will perform the miracles of the Morning Lord."
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. And he's gonna walk in like, well, whatever, dude, just stitch me up, please.
Just do whatever you got happening, man.
Just kiss my boo-boo.
Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, so you step up to the front there, and he reaches out to you, and he puts his hand out. He says, "By the grace of Aelmar, Lightbringer, Dawn Giver," and he is going to cast Cure Wounds on you. For a bunch of points. For four healing.
While he does that with his hand, Toddrick, because that's not how Toddrick does his cure wounds. So he's just going to kind of reach up and like interlock his fingers with the guy because he doesn't know what their customs are.
He's not sure what's happening, but he just takes it. He interlocks his fingers and he like holds it into like this as you're just looking up there confused. And you feel the skin sort of knit back together, like sort of stitches itself back up. And he says, "By the grace of the divine, feel the power of the light, drive back the darkness of the Devil Strahd." And you are healed for 4 points. And everyone around you is like, oh my God, the Lightbringer, the Devil Strahd. And everyone seems to be pretty enthused with your amazing ability to be healed.
He's just gonna like he doesn't understand why these people are so amazed. He's like, "I've done it myself, but I don't want to waste a slot." And he's gonna turn around and go kind of walk out. And he's gonna stop and hit the staff on the ground a couple more times.
Now,
and just kind of listen.
Do you look dirty?
Yeah.
Yeah. As you go to turn around, he says, "No, wait, child of the land. Come forth. Come forth and speak before these people and tell us of your struggles and your tribulations against the Devil Strahd. What has he done to you and yours?"
he's just gonna kind of turn around and look at me like, "I'm sorry, preacher, but I don't have enough time or alcohol to tell you my story."
Well, we have nothing but time here in the land of Barovia. Fortunately, we are able to stave off the evil that is the Devil Strahd. It appears as though you have done so yourself outside of these sacred walls. Having you in here as a hero against Strahd brings hope to these people.
And Toddrick's gonna kind of raise an eyebrow. A hero, eh?
Oh yes, anyone that would fight back Strahd's minions and brave the wilderness to come here must be a hero.
Well, I do fancy myself a bit of a fighting sort.
Well, regale us with your tales of strife against the Devil Strahd. How have you bested his minions? Bring hope to these people.
And he's going to tell them the story about how he single-handedly took his long staff with a spear on the end and killed these wolves that came at him. And he's gonna say that his spear broke, and he's pretty much gonna regale them the tale of how Stewart killed these wolves.
Roll performance.
I hope you fail.
So everyone is sort of buying into this and like, oh, they're shocked at the right shocking moments. Oh, they're concerned for you when, it comes, you're down and out and the werewolf pounces on you and you had to fight him off with your pointy sword stick. And you have regaled the people with your tales of heroism, of Toddrick, the dirt wizard, and his amazing polearm. As the sermon ends, you kind of toss it back over to the priest, and he throws a few more accolades your way, calling you a hero. As the sermon ends, everyone around, the four people, begin to stand, and as they walk out, they all touch you on the shoulder, and they thank you so much. As they begin to leave, how do you respond to all these people touching you?
Are they all human?
They are all human. I want to look at them and make sure they all. I don't know, man. I don't know how cool I am with people touching me like that. Are they touching me on the shoulder or are they patting me on the head? They touch you on the shoulder. As they walk by, they touch you on the shoulder. Oh my God, thank you. Well, thank you for being a hero. And they just sort of move on their way.
I'm just gonna kind of be like, oh, no problem. Yes. Oh, I'm pretty great.
I'm glad I could be here too.
I'm glad you got to meet me.
As everyone begins to leave, the priest sort of comes over to you, and he looks to you and he says, "Hero, what can I call you?"
Enjoy your stay.
You may call me Toddrick. Toddrick. Yeah, let's just go with Toddrick.
Okay, that's a lot. Toddrick, what brings you to the fair city of Vallaki? Why would you brave the wilds? Where have you come from?
Well, you see, he started when me and he's suddenly going to remember that if he tells him about Stewart, everything is just off. Oh, okay. I thought I muted that.
Nope, you didn't. That's okay.
Sorry, guys.
Do whatever you want.
He's just going to be like, well, you see, me and an associate ended up here by chance.
Oh.
Yep.
By chance. Well, what are you doing in Vallaki? Perhaps I could point you in a direction.
To be honest, we're just escorting somebody through.
Oh.
And I think we're going to be on our way after that.
Where do you go from here?
I don't know. Where do you think we should go from here? I mean, this isn't my land. I don't know where up is or down from east to north. Everything is a little jumbled for me. So, if you could just point me in the
Yes.
direction of out.
Well, I mean, the door is there. If you head down the main street, I recommend you go to the Blue Water Inn. Yes, sometimes there's an amusing stockyard in the town center. Mostly not these days. The people that are in the stocks seem to be there for just the strangest of reasons. But you could see that as well.
Thanks for being so helpful.
Oh, if you stick around for several days, the Burgomaster is having a festival. Let's see, the last one was the Wolf's Head Jamboree. This one is the Festival of the Blazing Sun. The Festival of the Blazing Sun! And he points back towards the giant sun motif. And he says, yes, this is to honor the Morning Lord. I believe it is in 3 days' time.
Well, okay. This is a bit off topic here, but if this one is to honour the sun, what was the Wolf's Head one to honour?
The killing of wolves.
That's a normal thing, right? Just
Well, I believe the hunters have said there's an overpopulation of wolves, making travel dangerous. So, by having a festival to kill them, as you saw outside, I assume the mounted heads on the wall, that was the prize. You kill wolves, mount the heads, get a prize. That's over now. You missed it by about 2 days, I think.
have there been any strange stories about these wolves? Anything you can recall?
No, just very aggressive.
Very aggressive, right? So no super large wolves or...
Oh, yes. Well, there are large wolves. They're larger than your normal wolves. Sometimes they lead packs of smaller wolves.
walking on 2 feet.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I'm just throwing crazy thoughts out there.
No, I haven't heard of any wolves that walk on 2 feet.
Me neither.
Well, quite an imagination you have, my friend.
Yes. Yeah,
Quite
you know,
an imagination.
when you kill so much,
Yeah.
stuff, I just really miss my long pointy stick,
No, I would imagine. What happened to it?
Just broke.
Is that why you have the small stick now? Is it the remains of your long pointy stick?
He's gonna look at him like, no, it was more of a supplementary, secondary weapon, if you will.
He looks at you and he says, well, you know, if you ever need anything, hero, feel free to come back. Was it Toddrick, was it? I would advise you and your companions, though, put a bit of cheer in the streets. I believe there are 2 men currently in the stocks, and they're there for malicious unhappiness.
That sounds awful.
Yes, well, so put a smile on, and all will be well.
Got it. Just another question.
Sure.
You don't happen to have anybody locked up in your basement, do you? The last church I was in, it was a really weird place.
What have you heard about? What do you mean?
It's just a question. Just wondering.
Who have you been talking to?
Who have you been locking up in your basement? Do you actually have somebody locked up in your basement?
Well, no, not a basement per se, and not locked up or there anymore. Come with me. Come with me. And he sort of puts an arm around you and is leading you back towards the lectern.
You're going to the basement.
No!
There's a pole down there too. Yeah, he looks to you he looks concerned that you brought this up. And he kind of brings you back to the lectern. And you see him he moves the lectern over, and you see there's actually a trapdoor hatch and he wrenches the trapdoor hatch open, and there are stairs that lead down. And he sort of starts walking down and says, Come with me, quickly.
Okay, this is taking a turn. All right, here we go.
And as you begin to like descend, as you get all the way underneath the floor, you see the boy that was in robes sort of comes up to the edge of it and then closes the trapdoor behind you. And you hear like as the priest is lighting a torch. And he begins leading you through like this like catacomb. It's not very long, but it kind of like winds back and forth. And he leads you to what is essentially a crypt. And you see like an ornate like sarcophagi made out of like ivory or nice ornate stone. And there are like a bunch of melted candles all around it, and there's like a wrought iron candelabra, a wrought iron chandelier on top of it. And he begins to light a bunch of the candles, and he says, I don't know how you heard about this, but this is the bones of Saint Andrew. And he holds the torch over the sarcophagi, and he says, I believe that the saint is what protected the church, and I haven't told anyone, but the bones are missing. I believe someone has stolen them.
Toddrick's gonna sigh like the hugest sigh of relief he's ever sighed in his life. It's like, okay. No, I was asking if you had an actual person locked up in here.
No, but as I said, I believe that Saint Andrew's protection is what saved this church from the Devil Strahd. He has been thus far unable to get inside. None of his minions have been able to get inside either. I believe we are at a danger if we do not find these bones.
And you said he opened it up, or no?
No, it's still closed.
I'm asking, when is the last time you opened it up and taken a look?
Well, the other day, when I saw that the floorboard had been smashed up and the lock removed for the trapdoor we just entered.
And you've already got a new trapdoor?
Yes, I got new floorboards. The trapdoor was fine, just the floorboards.
Oh, the floorboards, okay, yeah.
We live in a forest, it's very easy to come by.
And you're sure it wasn't one of Strahd's goons?
I don't think so. I've never seen any of them be able to breach the church before. As I said, I believed St. Andrew protected us.
Well, I'm not really following here. It could have been one of Strahd's guys, because you've never seen them come into the church before, but have you ever seen them not come into the church before? Like, how do you know? At this point, Todd's just trying to sound like he knows what he's talking about.
You can see he's struggling to wrap his head around. He says, Are you trying to say that Saint Andrew does not protect us? Are you trying to say that it's all been some kind of lie? What do you mean? What do you mean they could have been here the entire time? How many of my flock are members of the Devil Strahd's circle? Oh no! What is happening? Why? Why would I believe this? And you can see that he's having a moral crisis right now. Well done.
Oops, I shattered a belief system. Toddrick's gonna try to calm him down and be like, no, it's okay. I'm not saying that he didn't protect you. I'm just saying, how was he protecting you in the first place? Was it some kind of invisible barrier? Was it, were the bones sharp? Was he poking them? Like, what? How was this working?
No, Saint Andrew was a saint. I believed his bones being in here gave us some kind of protection from him. You know how that works.
Oh, yes. I thought you meant he was physically keeping them out.
No,
I was like,
no.
how can he do that? He's a skeleton.
Raising the dead, that would be crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's gonna be like, you know what? Let me talk to some of my associates, and you know what? I'm gonna run this whole bone theft by them.
Be sure to keep it quiet. The people of Vallaki don't know that the bones are missing. To be fair, they also don't know that the bones are here at all. I believe letting Strahd's minions know about the protection we have would make us a target.
Well, I mean, if you think it was somebody from, you know what? I'm not even going to go there. I will return shortly with some more information for you.
And Toddrick fully does not intend to return and deal with this at all.
With this at all. Okay, cool. So yeah, he leads you with the torch. He begins blowing out the candles, and he leads you back up and lifts the hatch and lets you out. He says, "Well, thank you, hero. Thank you, Toddrick. I will be sure to add your name to the list of prayers we say each night here in the temple. Good. I'm glad you've come to Vallaki. Thank you so much. Thank you." And he begins like profusely shaking your hand. Thank you.
So, just one more quick question.
Sure, of course.
If we do come by these bones, how will we know them of your saint? What was it again?
Andrel.
Andrew.
Andrel.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. Yeah. Last I saw him, he was in priestly vestments.
Okay. Yeah. You just in the back of Toddrick's mind, he's like, okay, yeah, because clothes can't be taken off of a skeleton.
Thank you so much for your assistance. I don't know what I can do to repay you. If there's anything that any services the church can provide you, just please don't hesitate to ask. Anything that helps find the bones.
You know, I could probably do with another one of those hand healy thingies if you wanna.
And since he's already shaking your hand, he says, Of course, by the grace, the divine of the light. And he begins to cast another healing spell on you. For boop, boop, 2. Heals you for 2.
And he's gonna go, thank you. And he's gonna
Of course, anything for a hero of your repute.
by the way, where was this burger man's house at?
Oh, yes. If you head out of the church and go down the main street towards the stocks, at the stocks you take a right and head down. It's a large mansion. You cannot miss it.
All right, Padre, we'll be seeing you.
Yes, well, I do hope you are able to find the bones, and I do hope you find fortune here in Barovia. Good luck.
And Toddrick's gonna mosey on out the door.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So as you mosey on out the door and onto the road, you bump into a startled, ungirding her loins elderly woman frantically discussing whips and poles and missing children and wine. Looks a lot like Auntie Nanny.
Hello there. How have you been? She's got like that 1,000-yard stare in her face.
I've seen some shit. So, Toddrick, you are face to face with your Auntie Nanny.
Oh, look who it is. Where might you be heading off to?
I don't know. I found another camp of those crazy party people, and one was whipping the other. They for punishment. Apparently, they have children getting kidnapped too. And this one person was supposed to watch the kids. He didn't watch the kids good enough, and the kid got snatched up, and so now he's getting whipped.
Okay. Did you find what you was looking for?
Yeah, kind of. They said that they were going to look through their wares, but apparently they have a missing child that they need me to help them find if we ever come across one. I mean, I don't know. I say if we come across any child, we just take this kid back to town because it probably belongs to someone if it doesn't have a collar.
You know what? I also picked up a similar mission regarding bones.
Oh, bones! What kind of bones?
I don't know. We just pick up, if we grab any child, we grab any bones. It's very cut and dry.
Yeah, if we find some children's bones, then we could just get a 2-for-1 right there.
You know what? I think the bones what I'm looking for are full-grown man bones.
Ah, the man bones. Damn. So keep an eye out for the man bones and little children, little girls. But to find dead old people and little girls.
Yeah, I mean, I assume he's old. He's bones. His name is Saint Andrew.
Oh, on a scale of missing children to me, how old do you think he is?
Oh, like just under you.
Ah, okay. All right then. Did they have a lead? Do we know where to look? I mean, I don't have any leads.
I don't have any leads either, really. It was going to be one of those things. I wasn't going to see nothing, but since your mission kind of coincided with my mission, I figured, grab any old child, grab any old bones.
Yeah.
It's just, we can run it by the smart one.
Enjoy your stay.
Yes, do it there.
Yeah, we'll ask Thorne what she thinks.
Yeah, that's Thorne. Because she needs to find that dragon.
Yeah, and if anybody's going to find bones.
If that dragon's good, or snatching up children. Who knows? Maybe it wasn't Strahd.
People are the worst.
I've seen Game of Thrones. I know what happened in that one episode.
Which one?
The one where the man goes to Daenerys and it's like, it is the bones of my daughter.
That's true. I remember that one.
Dragon snatched her. So do you know where tall, scary, and bony might be right now?
It's not nice to call Toddrick or call Stewart.
Not Toddrick.
Not Toddrick. God dang it. Yeah, they're at the burger shack.
Ah, the burger shack. I gotta use something to eat. Let's go there. I'm hungry.
Want to see the burger? Wonderful burgers.
So you begin walking down the main road. You get to a four-way intersection and you turn right as the priest instructed you. And before long, you see an enormous mansion. In fact, let's just zippity bop over to that enormous mansion.
Zip zop. Ooh.
And we find you guys in a large mansion. So you guys are outside this mansion, and before you see a large mansion of plastered stone. Displays a lot of it's old. You see a bunch of the stone plaster has kind of fallen off in chunks. It seems like it hasn't been repaired in quite some time. As you're looking around, drapery covers every window, including the one that's directly above the large double doors. And you see that every once in a while, a few people, come in out of a side door or open the main door and go in and out. And you guys are left sort of in the courtyard. What are you doing?
Oh, last time we all hopped into a multi-tiered house, it got real hairy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Shifting us there? Sorry.
You guys are inside, I believe. You guys were brought inside by the Burgomaster. You guys brought Irina inside as well. And you're having a good time. You're just having a good fun time.
We were greeted. He said something totally not creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you just shift ping on the map where we are?
Yep. I believe you guys aren't actually on the map, but you guys are here.
Mm.
Okay.
Cool.
In that general area. So you guys can drag your tokens out there if you'd like.
All right.
See, Toddrick, I have an idea. I know you can shapeshift into big, robust animals. What about something very wee, very that could creep around very easily? Perhaps
Probably, but I don't have a sheet for it.
Oh, okay. I was thinking I'd make-
Giant wolf spiders are bigger than
You can turn into any monster, any creature you've seen before, any animal you've seen before. Sorry.
I've always wanted a cat.
No.
No.
You could be a cat, and I could have like Daisy like tote you around invisibly, so it's just like this floating cat.
That would be so cute.
Yep. Oh my god.
We'll scare everybody. Okay, then maybe if we sense something shifty, you can shift and then get all spy like creeping around. But let's see who's inside. And I go up to the door, and that means we're friendly.
That is a very unique beat. I have never heard that.
I know.
Yeah, except Thorne is standing behind Auntie Nanny. It's kind of with her hulking mass.
So you bang on the door.
Yep.
A portly young maid opens the door and says, "Excuse me, what can I help you with?"
We're looking for two people. One looks like a big talking, walking dragon person. The other looks like a kind of a regular person, but with a big giant pole with a blade on the end.
Oh, yes. The burgomaster led them inside. They brought young Irina and Father Danovich. I forget his name. I do apologize.
Oh yeah, it's Donovich. Don't worry. He's a bit forgettable.
Oh well, that's unfortunate for him. Let me bring you in. Come here. Come. And she leads you in to the home. And you guys see a pretty opulent-looking house. You kind of walk in the main foyer, and there are framed portraits adorning the walls of the grand foyer, which feature it's a huge staircase that sweeps up into the right. A long carpeted hall goes down the middle of this massive hallway. There are bundles of twigs all heaped against the wall, sort of wrapped in ornate string, and they look like they're placed there on purpose in a very meaningful way. And she looks around and she says, "Yes, come this way. They're in the parlor." And she begins leading you to the parlor, which is right over there.
Nanny steps inside.
Sure.
Yeah.
You do. Let me drag. You guys can drag your tokens out of the chute if you'd like, and throw it wherever the hell you want.
I'm gonna be. Yeah. Come on now. This burgomaster's kind of creepy.
Is he? I think he's probably just fine.
Yeah. Someone called Ghostbusters 2. They've also big giant angels.
He's fine.
I can't figure out how to do it.
Click on your character and literally drag him out onto the map. There you go. You nailed it.
Hey, I did it.
There you go. First time for everything. So you get led in to this room, and you see that the parlor is ornately furnished with like draperies, and it has a very feminine touch to it. There's like doilies on the table. So Auntie Nanny, you feel right at home. There's doilies on the tables. There are like teacups, like fancy teacups, and you see the burgomaster is just sort of reclined in a chair, sitting across from a very uncomfortable Thorne, who is in a very pristine and pretty room, and is Thorne at the same time. And I would assume an equally uncomfortable not Toddrick. And you were put in. Excuse me, Master. The companions they spoke of are here. Oh, see them in. And he ushers you guys in and motions for you to sit or stand or whatever the hell you want to do. Whatever the hell you do. He says, you must be the wizard and the other wizard. Your friends had told me much about you. You traveled here and you brought Lady Irina to me, and Father Donovich, I heard his church burnt down under mysterious means.
Oh, very mysterious.
Oh yeah, totally
weird.
mysterious. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just a
crazy.
shame.
Told
Yeah.
you. Told you.
Nobody knows.
And they never will. And I kind of eyeball everybody.
Oh, well, yeah, either way, I'm glad you've made yourself at home here in Vallaki. Is there anything that I can do for you? I will take the girl into my watchful care.
I need a good place to sleep for the night. I've been sleeping under stars in undead infested areas. I haven't had me a good night's rest.
Well, I believe that the Blue Water Tavern, Blue Water Inn, has rooms for some manner of coin. I don't regularly stay there, but I'm sure they have some room for some coin.
Hey, sounds good to me.
I have room for some coin too.
What?
Sorry, nothing.
He was talking about his pockets.
Right, yes. I believe the last I... Mary! And the maid. Yes. What was the price the last time we asked about the Blue Water Tavern?
Not what
I believe it was one electrum per night. Yeah, yes, yeah,
What's an
that's a
electrum?
reasonable number. One electrum, round number, per night.
Thorne looks extremely confused.
It's okay, it's that fancy foreign exchange rate.
Yes. What? No, it's more than gold. Do you not have that where you're from?
She pulls out her little money pouch and opens it up and turns it upside down.
And a moth just sort of
Yeah.
flies out. Well, that won't do. What do you have?
How much is one electrum in meat?
I have never had to do a meat
pulls out-
to monetary conversion before. I wouldn't know.
And like opens it up and it's just filled with dried meat, like all kinds of like jerky and beef sticks and like
The currency of dragons.
I assume you could possibly barter with that.
She doesn't like the idea of someone taking her meat away.
Oh, well, I don't know how much it would be in meat. That is. It's a strange question. Where are you from that you just pay in meat?
What's the name of it? I wrote it down. I wrote it down where she was from.
You're from Kryn.
I wrote that I was from Western Grenwick. Did I get it wrong?
Yeah, Western Grenwick. Yep, you're right. Western
Okay.
Grenwick, from a city called Blackpool.
From Blackpool, that's it.
I'm unfamiliar with this Blackpool, but if they trade in meat, that's good for them.
It's not them, it's mostly just me.
Oh. Interesting. Yes, I don't know what the meat to room rate is.
You know, as much as I'm enjoying how uncomfortable it is to talk to Thorne, what I was suggesting is that we've come a long way and we've done a good service and we don't have coin and you have a significant amount of authority and means by what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you put us up for the night?
Yeah, that's what you need. Just some basic hospitality there.
Oh. No.
Oh,
Yes, no, there is no available room in my house. It is quite full at this time. But as I said, I believe that one electrum is cheap enough at the Blue Water Tavern. It's not too expensive, is it?
Well, if you have 0 of currency, Everything is expensive, no matter how cheap it is.
Perhaps you could front out a bill.
How did you have 0 currency to get all the way here?
Walking costs nothing.
Do you see all the meat she's got in her bag?
Oh. I mean, if you don't have electrum, I'm sure they'll take gold. Silver? Do you have any? Nothing. Well, I'll tell you what. That's what I'll tell you. You are great heroes of the land. You have brought Irina here, and Father Donovich. You'll go, I assume, pledge service to the temple at St. Andrew's. And you will stay for the festivities. Yes? I'll put you up for 3 days. You will stay for the festivities.
I do like festivities. It's been so dreary here for so long. Let's have some fun.
It's been dreary where? Not here in Vallaki. All is well here.
It's been dreary for us in our past few days.
Oh,
and
yes, outside
here,
the walls. Yes, it's terrible outside there. It's very safe here. Nothing remotely bad happens here because all is well.
I don't like all this foreshadowing.
What is
I'm getting it as a player, but Thorne, it's just like, no. Like, she's taking it completely literally.
Yeah, I mean, all of it.
That's how I meant it. Because even the priest was like, "Oh no, this is a perfect place. We're protected." Nope.
This is well.
Everybody's gonna die.
Everything is fine here. But in 3 days' time, we're going to have the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Blazing, with a Z, not a T.
Blazing.
The Blazing Sun. Attendance is required for everyone in Vallaki, and we will sing praises to Aelmar. Everything will be great.
I let my my little Elmar necklace be shown.
Oh! And he beams at that, and then he reaches into his ruffles into his coat, and he pulls out a scroll and hands it to you. And he shows you this.
See, come one, come all to the greatest celebration of the year, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendants and children required. Rise or shine, all will be well. The Baron.
Me.
Aye, yes. Oh, Baron Burgermeister. Thank you so much for this.
No. Those are 2 titles.
2 titles.
Yes,
I thought this was the burger place.
No. I am the burgomaster of the town. I am also named Baron. My name.
Oh,
Baron Vargas.
The Baron.
I am the Baron.
I'm
also
the nanny. The nanny is Fran. So, I kind of pull Todd in. Toddrick in. I'll try to make it look like we're doing that. Oh yes, okay. But I'm pointing at children. This guy requiring children. What's all this about? Your children got to be here. What's
And Toddrick totally thinks that she's trying to say, "Hey, we're going to use you as a child to go."
Yeah, you can shapeshift into a child, right?
No, that's not a thing. No.
Shady, I put in some +4s.
I mean, no, I could probably do a baby goat, but technically that's a kid, not a child.
Well, in the county fair, and we'll win so much prize money. Just don't be that horse. We won't win anything if you're that horse. They'll probably shoot you. Yeah, I show everybody my magic paper.
Your magic paper?
To me, it's dear to me. The invitation.
Oh,
flyer.
Okay.
It's written in common.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Thorne will take it and stare at it for a really, really long time.
It just sounded out.
And you can kind of see, she's mouthing the words as she's sounding them out, and then she hands it back.
Yes. Well, thank you very much there. I will be happy to attend and enjoy these festivities. And I pocket it into one of my mini skirts.
Yeah, and if we find any children, we'll bring them.
Yes, we will.
That is a concerning statement. Why would you find and bring children that don't belong to you?
Does it not say children are required?
Children are required, yes. Is it like an entry fee? Do we have to...
Dress code?
No, what?
It says on the flyer here.
Do you have children? They belong to you?
If I have children...
Are you a mother? Or a father? Or a...
I
don't know what they call you.
I can't really say if I had any children, they'd be older than you by now.
Well, then you don't need to you don't just find children on the street and bring them.
It doesn't say your children.
Yeah.
It's implied. It's implied.
You know.
Do you have children?
If you were trying to save on printing by cutting that word, that was the wrong word to cut.
Well, listen here. And you can see that he's like just getting frustrated. Listen, no one. It's read as it's read. Everyone, the children and adults are required to be there. Don't just steal a child and bring it. I'm just saying,
you're going to have to explain this to everyone now.
No, only you. Everyone else understands it.
Fine.
It's ridiculous.
Maybe
we won't bring children.
Maybe we shouldn't shout the taking children word so loud in this place.
Why would you not shout about children? What's wrong with them?
I have children shout enough already and fill the streets with cacophony of angry noise, so it's best to not add to the commotion and let them be.
Right. Okay, well...
Don't kidnap them.
Yes, don't kidnap children. That is just terrifying. We wouldn't want anyone to kidnap children. No. All is well here in Valaki. No one kidnaps any children.
Yes, it's in all capital letters on your flyer. All will be well.
It is. All is well. That's how it reads.
You could have cut here. It could have been all's well.
The Comic Sans is not that tasteful. I will say that.
Well, I will speak to the printing press. I will invent and then speak to the printing press. Simultaneously. Now, yes, as I said, I will put you up for 2 days. 3 days.
That is what you said.
That is what I said.
True. No backsies.
What other business do you have in town? Is there anything else you're looking for while you're here?
I'm like group huddle. Do we ask him about the dragon?
No, all is well here.
All is
well. He's not
well.
going to tell us anything.
Maybe.
But dragon. But dragon.
What?
Go ahead, Thorne.
But I have to. Fucking dragon, man.
What?
Yeah. Just calm down. We'll get with you in a second.
She'll just.
And now he's gonna. Okay, Thorne. Now look at her. What's gonna happen if you mention a dragon and they don't know anything about it? Then they're gonna think that they're gonna have a dragon problem, and we can't have a dragon problem if all is well.
Yeah, why do they keep saying that?
Why did you do this?
Oh.
You're gonna turn around and go, mind your business, burger man.
Wait a minute. Is there a well in the town? Maybe it's critic.
Yeah, maybe this whole place is actually in a well.
Oh.
Yeah, how come everybody keeps saying that? They keep saying the same thing. It's weird.
He's gonna look at Stewart and be like, I mean, you noticed it, right?
Oh, we're all doomed.
Okay, now, I was talking to the priest guy. He was saying the same thing. He kept saying that they're protected, everything's good here. Don't like it. Don't like it. Not one bit. It's not my thing.
Yeah. No, so we just tell them we'll stay and we leave.
Okay, yeah, so I'm guessing 3 days when this festival happens, everybody puts on masks, there's no law for the entire day, and everybody just murders each other. That's probably what it is.
This is the first crazy story I've heard from you that makes sense to me. Yes.
Do we need to get a mask? Maybe we should get masks too.
It's really hard to find a mask that fits me.
They'll probably think you're in costume already.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Let's just find something to eat,
Yes.
take a good nap,
Okay.
and deal with it as it comes, right?
Isn't that how you always do everything?
That's pretty much my motto, yes. Thank you, Thorne. Just
Okay.
deal with it as it comes.
Me too.
Aye
I'm
then.
hungry.
Let's go to this blue river, blue water, sapphire blue, dabba dee dabba da place.
Wait, didn't the guy see he was putting us up?
He was
Oh,
paying for our room and board.
Okay.
Thorne is crazy. I know the meat smells good in the sack and it distracts you, but we have to. That's what's happening.
So as you guys, weighing down your conversation, you hear getting closer and closer to the room you're in. And the door just sort of like rattles and open, and you see this beast of a man standing there. He is completely bald. He has like dark brooding features. He's got like beady little eyes. And you notice that the furred cape that he's wearing covers his entire right arm, but not his left arm. Like it's just satched here. And he just sort of walks in, and his other arm is just like being like yanked around, like outside the door. Here, Burgomaster, the dogs have been walked. And he just stands taking up the entire door frame. The Burgomaster looks over and says, "Oh, yes, well, Isaac, thank you. Put them outside, where they belong today. If I am going anywhere, I will take them with me." Yes. And he just... And you hear like... dogs yelling.
I'm impressed there's someone as big as me here.
Yeah, he takes up the entire door and is very imposing.
She'll like try and make herself look a bit bigger.
Yeah, you just stand up straight.
Yeah.
Anyone who's staring at this monstrosity of a person, roll me perception.
Oh boy, how can you not see him? Oop, that's persuasion.
With a -1 to perception, that's how you can not see him.
So everyone sees him. He's enormous. You can't miss him. But Toddrick, you notice that when he walks in the room, when he like walks into the door, he scans the room for everybody, and his eyes linger a little bit longer on Miss Irina.
Well, she's pretty
Yeah, I mean,
compared
Is
to
it-
everyone else.
You
What a
said this-
human gun.
you said this dude was like ugly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
well,
fact, here.
honestly, I'd assume that he looked at most
Oh, wow.
women that way.
Jeez.
Well, we can see his right arm now.
Yeah,
What?
his little Macklemore jacket rocking over there.
Oh,
Can't see shit. Yeah, and you just he stomps out of the house, and you hear like large dogs being happily led outside. He says, "That is my associate Isaac."
Yeah, he's very corn-fed.
Yes, well, he protects me, and he manages several things around the house. Yes, he's a good young lad.
The fact that he manages to fit in that house is good enough. Jesus.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
squats down most of the time. It's fine. He gets through the door.
How big a boy are you?
He's a big old boy. And from as you guys are like, oh yeah, you hear like the tittering of female laughter in the room next to you. And the Burgomaster looks over and says, "Oh, well, the tea must be the tea party must be
Does-
almost over."
Does it sound like children?
No, it doesn't. It sounds like
Okay.
the laughter of several Auntie Nannies. And he says, "Well, the tea party must be over. My wife, you see, throws a tea party every day and invites the common folk of Villaki here."
Oh, there's no one more common than me. And he goes to like
Well, yes,
Cats.
if you would like tea, you are more than welcome. Go right ahead. If you leave this door and head down the hallway, it's the first door on your left.
I know where I'm going. Doom, 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 doom.
The door opens for you.
What joyous occasion does Auntie Nanny feast her eyes on?
You see a chandelier of wrought iron fitted with like dozens of wax candles hangs above a beautifully polished wooden dining table around which are seated 8 women of various ages, young to Auntie Nanny, all in very comfortable high-backed chairs. They look like they're commoners. They're wearing like faded clothing, and they're all trying to like demurely drink tea based on how the burgomaster's wife is. And you see her at the head of the table. She's the 9th woman.
Creepy.
Yeah,
She is the ninth woman.
The ninth.
Oh, ninth woman. That's it. The night lady.
Yeah, she is dressed very well, and she has a small little cake. And she has her tea, and it's pinky out, and she's drinking it. And she's very pleased with herself. And when she puts the tea down, when you rise, she puts the tea down, she stands. Says, "Oh, another guest. Please, please come in. Who do we have today?"
Well, you have the delight of having Miss Gisela Nanny. And she takes herself at the end of the table, like, pulls up the chair, and she wants to definitely try and get as fancy as possible. So what's like in her immediately in front of her?
So there's those like, you know, those multi-tiered trays that have
yeah.
like cakes and fruits and like small parfait and like things you eat with like this with just two fingers. Those and there's like several teapots, all with like different scented teas coming out of there. There's plenty of cups. Every seat has like several cups, so you can try all the different teas.
Oh, wow.
So you can sit down at the end there, across from Lady Lydia on the opposite end, and you may enjoy all that is before you.
Oh yeah, she's gonna snatch like that tier. She's gonna take like the plate of the top tier and just take the whole thing off and sit it down in front of her. And that's just and like start mage hand to get into her face.
Well, we are in charge of making costumes for the Festival of the Blazing Sun. What can you bring to the table, Miss Jezebel?
Oh, what can I bring to the table? Well, when it comes to what you're wearing, and she snaps her fingers and casts mage armor on herself, it's best to always be prepared. And then she goes to like mage hand, like snatch up like a big thing of sugar like all the way across the table and lift it up and past everybody's face to start having it scoop out the sugar from the cup.
With abilities like yours, you would be ever so helpful to prepare. These ladies are currently stitching together children's costumes. These ladies here, they're weaving together baskets and other wicker designs for the Festival of the Sun. Do you have talents such as these? Can you weave a basket underwater?
Do I have talents? Sir, I have... Wait, ma'am! Ma'am! I have more than talents. I have levels. 3 to be precise.
Oh.
And with all of those comes great bit of skill. For example, she claps her hand to Unseen Servant.
Well, you could use your level to make sure that the parade floats are straight.
Ah, that is true. I didn't have much skill with parade floats, but I can maybe help whip out some of these costumes for the children, make them look quite adorable.
Oh well, yes. Are you staying in town until the festival?
Yes, I'm staying at the Water Tavern, the Tavern of Blue.
Oh, the Blue Water Inn.
Blue Water Inn.
Oh, well then, I will have someone come fetch you on the morrow for more tea. Our tea party currently is ending, but take as much as you'd like.
She starts just like filling up a plate with, she grabs like a platter.
She hands it to the invisible servant.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll just start piling it on.
Yeah.
Oh yes, then more of those little at a fondue over there in the corner. I have a party member who would like some of that to dip her meat in.
Of course. Yes. Take as much as you like, and I'll send one of my girls to fetch you on the morrow.
She starts leaving as the woman's talking.
Good day, Jezebel.
Good day, dearie. She does like she can't quite curtsy because her hands are full, so she has her unseen servant like
does
for her. Yeah,
one mage hand.
Just kneels.
Yeah.
Yep, a mage hand on one side, and
yep.
she like comes barging back into the room. You never guess where I've been. Look at all this, like toting all this food.
It's just cakes and pastries.
Cakes,
and like,
pastries,
strumpets.
fondue.
Thorne is already drooling.
Yeah, she like slams it on this little table right here.
She hands
Like
you
hops in this
she hands you a
chair.
plate full of croissant.
Yeah. This is fondue, Thorne. You can dip the meat in it, and it gets a nice little cheesy flavor.
She's doing that
What do
immediately.
you just like pour it all into the sack and shake it up? Get nice and coated.
Salad in a bag.
There we go.
Have we had the salad in a bag yet?
I didn't grow some mold to get some
like
flavor.
beef jerky into
Yeah, like dipping beef
this
jerky.
fondue pot full of cheese until it's completely stuffed,
Scoop
and
it
then
out.
she'll just upend the entire thing.
It's like good old fond jerky do.
Mhm. Perfect. That's the one you want.
Guys, I'm making kids costumes tomorrow. It's gonna be so good. Toddrick, I'll make you one too.
It's gonna be the greatest day. That's how you get your disguises, Auntie Nanny, makes your children's costume.
I'll make one for his like horse form.
That's how you
Like
bring
a little
children to
beanie,
the
a little horse beanie, a little knit sweater with a horse. I'll
so-
like some Pegasus wings. The unicorn horn beanie.
So you guys are sitting in the burgomaster's parlor, discussing food and libations. What are you guys doing? You guys headed over to the Blue Water Inn?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I want to be anywhere where there is food, sleep, or something to kill.
Once we're out of this place, Stewart's probably talking again. I really hate this place. I'm certain that in 3 days we're all doomed.
She's gonna look over at Stewart and just pause for a second and then be like, "Okay, do you hate this place because people are weird here?"
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was me.
Oh, you're weird too.
I know, but they're like more weird.
Well, it's kind of a sidestep, you know. Different weird.
Yeah. Okay, but cause I had somebody teach me how to people, and they didn't teach me stuff like these people, so I don't know what to do.
We should have brought Thorne into that little tea party. That'd been great.
That would have been awesome.
I think
Fit right in.
No,
I
I'm
think
taking-
what to do is leave, but I also feel like where are we gonna go?
Yeah, cause how do we get home? Where? I don't even know where we are. Everything is weird. I don't like it. And
No.
it makes me want to kill stuff. So, if we can't go home, can you maybe just, like, keep finding stuff for me to kill?
You know, I would normally say I can't promise anything, but I'm pretty sure that won't be a problem around here.
Yeah, it seems to be turning into the new normal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So just tell me if I'm doing it wrong. And tell me what it's okay to kill. I'm happy to do that.
That sounds like a great arrangement, Thorne. I'm glad to have you along right now.
Tomorrow, you and I are going to kill some tea and crumpets. Is what we're going to kill tomorrow.
What's a crumpet?
It's a dance.
It'll be. We'll surprise you.
I don't like surprises. Unless they have meat in them.
It's a cake. Just a little good little cake. Like a thick pancake.
Cake is okay.
Okay.
So
Better.
you guys get to this conversation is happening as you guys are walking down the road looking for the Blue Water Inn, and you find it, and you see there is a painted sign that depicts a beautiful blue waterfall. You see gray smoke coming out of the chimney of this large 2-story wooden building. Has a nice, stone, like hand-laid stone foundation, nice tile roof, and Toddrick, the first thing you notice about this place as you're like kind of looking it over is that there are just like several birds just posted on this roof, like 7, 8, 9. You can see just from the road, large ravens are perched on top of this roof.
Thorne is going to growl at them.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
As you approach Thorne and begin to growl, one just like takes flight, and it's just wingspan is kind of large and just begins to fly, and then it just sort of sails away into the dusky sun.
She gives it a, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I'm a tough
Kind of
guy.
a look.
The rest of you take notice of that guy. But yeah, you guys get up there. You guys can see this hand painted sign, a little bit of carving in there, and it's a blue waterfall, depicting the Blue Water Inn. Do you guys approach?
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, she's gonna hop on up. Probably not knock on the door since it's an inn.
Yeah, you just go stroll right in.
Yeah, she'll hop on in. Take in. What's my general? What do I experience when I walk in?
Sure.
What kind of place we got?
Does anyone else walk in, or is it just Miss Nanny?
Yeah.
I will, but last.
Okay, so everyone goes in. So as you walk in through the main entrance, there are cloaks that are hung on pegs in the wall, all lining the entranceway. And the tavern is packed full of tables and chairs. There are narrow paths to kind of meander through the patrons. You see that in the back behind the tables there is a long bar that stretches back along one wall underneath a balcony. That can be reached. There's like a set of, as you walk in, there's a set of wooden stairs that leads up into what you assume is the bedrooms of that area. There's another balcony that's overhanging right over your head that is fitted with like a lantern and like some shutters are above there. And you see that there are lanterns hanging along the ceiling to cast light all over the place. And the room is, this dull orange kind of thing. Shadows cast along the wall of all the patrons that are sitting there. And you see most of the walls are adorned with wolf heads mounted on wooden plaques. And you do see that there are several patrons in the bar as well.
Yeah, Nanny's still holding the platter of food and eating from it.
Just cakes, as you just shove cakes down.
Is there anyone sitting at this table?
This table here. Yep, that table is... Yeah, let me just put all these people on here. I don't know why they're not on here by default.
Ghost people.
Yep, pretty much.
Wouldn't surprise me. Welcome to Ghost Tavern.
I am...
That is a big old horse.
If it is.
Yep.
Somebody's got horse envy.
It's.
I hate you.
To be honest, your draft horse is also large, so that's how big you are as well.
Mm-hmm.
But for comic purposes, you're a tiny horse. You're
I'm gonna
play horse.
I thought that was obvious.
I'm gonna pop a seat at that table right there.
Sure. Yeah. So as you guys can see, this place is chock full of people. You guys are welcome to sit around the table with Auntie Nanny or just make her look like a crazy person. That's up to you. Yeah, so you guys see there are several commonly dressed people. There is several people that are, a little bit nicer dressed. There is a man in just strange colors. Like he looks like, not like one of the Vistani, but just like an entertainer of sorts. And yeah, that's pretty much what you see. You just see a bunch of normal-ass people and a few weirdos.
We are the
Our eyes
weirdos.
Definitely caught on the entertainer.
The entertainer is this man here, I believe. Nope, you can't see that, huh? This guy right here.
Oh. Ah.
That
Okay.
guy. Yeah, that guy, he looks... He's very colorfully dressed, and on first glance, if you're kind of like peeking this guy out, Thorne, you can see that poking under his hat, he has elvish ears. But yeah, he looks like he looks like a carnival person. He has like a top and tails and like like a boisterous colored coat, like it's like bright red, and it's got like he's got like big ruffles coming out of his sleeves, and he just looks sort of clowny, but like the ringmaster of a circus is basically what he looks like. You see that there are 2 men seated behind you. They are drunk, and they are clearly, judging by the looks of them and what you saw of the burgomaster and his wife, Auntie Nanny, you would notice that these guys are probably of some kind of noble stock. And the fact that they're here is likely because this is the only drinking establishment in the land. And you see in the back, next to the staircase, you see 2 surly woodsman type men, leathers. They have like a big like collared jackets up, and their table is there are several ladies at their table, not quite swooning, but swooning.
Yeah, Nanny's going to keep an eye on Thorne, just in case.
Right, that's probably for the best. And as you guys are just sort of sitting there chilling, eventually someone comes over to you and says, "Oh, would you like a drink?"
I got any milk? I say as I eat some more of these cookies.
I'm sure we could find milk. Strange request, but I'm sure we could find something. Yes. What about the rest of you? Wine?
Or Thorne wants. She's just kind of fidgeting because the Baron guy said he would pay for our rooms.
Oh, yes. The burgomaster sent word ahead that he would pay for rooms for you. Yes.
Okay.
That's good of him.
And she looks at her empty money pouch again.
It just exists sadly.
Yeah.
They did mention our food and drink too, of course.
No. He didn't.
Nice try.
This is nonsense.
Yes, he said that he was putting you up for 3 nights in a room here in the Blue Water Inn. He didn't mention anything about food or drink. I do apologize. Oh, however, we could still take your coin if you like a drink. Your coin is still good here. We have purple grape mash number 3. That is for 3 copper. And we have a pint of the Red Dragon Crush for 1 silver piece.
I kind of lean into Toddrick and Stewart. Wait, weren't we supposed to get some kind of reward for transporting that girl? Was that part of the deal? I didn't remember.
I'm pretty sure we're doing it out of the kindness of our hearts.
Oh,
right?
damn.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is what happens when no one asks for reward. It's like, yeah, we'll take her. Hey, killing zombies? I will kill the zombies too.
I think Stewart will reach into his pouch finally.
Stewart's loaded.
Everyone's waiting to see who passed the first round.
He'll pull out a gold coin and hand it to the waitress. Just bring us the best, and keep it coming because it's been a long day.
Oh, well, in that case.
Grin on her face.
And she comes back. She takes her coin, pops it in, and then goes out, and she brings back 4 pints of the Red Dragon Crush. She says, well, you can have this and 1 more round of this, and the remaining... Okay, the 2 plus 1. The remaining 2 silver, I will bring you guys a warm meal. How's that?
That sounds great.
Sounds fantastic.
And she rushes back off, and you hear like from the back room, you hear discussions happening, and you guys have before you a delicious red wine.
Red wine.
He's like, thank you, to Stewart.
I still hate today.
She puts a straw in it for you. It swirls.
I don't think I could drink out of a straw.
I don't think you can either. I don't think you have lips.
I think it's more like a bird does. Like she's just got to get the whole throat like pointing and then just tilt things.
And then just tilt it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a delicious red wine called the Red Dragon Crush. It hits the lips and it lasts. It lingers. The flavor lingers. There's something about tannins or something. Wine words. And after a few minutes, she brings out like not so much like an old stew, but like you can tell that like this was cooked meat used from yesterday. Cook it up, put it in a stew.
Used stew.
Used stew.
Used to.
Yeah. It's not like disgusting, but like you've also seen like if those of you that are like kind of looking around, like probably Thorne can see that several other people are eating like steaks, and you are delivered a bowl of stew. It has like steak meat in there, but it's still a stew.
Mm-hmm. She, being a connoisseur of meat, is well aware that this is used stew.
Yeah,
but it's for her free, so she's not going to complain.
Right. Yeah, it's yesterday's steak, today's stew. That's
Compared
the
to
motto on the sign.
Compared to all that like lint covered meat in her burlap sack, she's probably okay with. It's probably upgraded.
This is delicious comparatively. So you guys are gathered on this table, enjoying the Red Dragon Crush, enjoying this yesterday's stew.
She will look at the entertainer guy often, though.
You're looking at which one?
The entertainer.
The entertainer. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to strike up a conversation with him, or are you just looking at him because you?
Well, she's generally learned that attempting to initiate a conversation with someone else really doesn't go very well. So she just sort of waits for people to come to her.
Sure. So he doesn't actually come to you, but he finishes talking to the bar matron, and then he turns around and he begins to like proselytize to the gathered collective. And he's very animated, and he says, "And there I was, in the darkness, fighting hand-to-hand with the beasts of the night." And he begins to regale the entire draft room, or tap room, with this tale, this unbelievable tale, completely outrageous, outlandish tale of how he fought off evils from distant lands that you couldn't imagine. And anyone that wants to can roll me a history check.
I know things.
Can I, because I take everything literally, can I roll insight on this guy to see if he's lying to me or not?
You may.
Okay. Wow, that was a surprising roll.
So either he's telling the truth or he fully believes the things he's telling you. As for Auntie Nanny, who is the most educated, least educated person, you are listening to this tale, and at first you take it at face value, like, oh no, he's telling a crazy bard's tale. But then he starts saying, like, locations, and you're a reader, I would assume, and you've read about some of these locations where you're from. Not in Kryn, not in Eastern Grenwick, but you've read about some of these words back where you're from.
So he's fibbing a bit,
or at least, or he somehow knows about the same place you guys are from.
Yeah. I kind of say with like a half-eaten brownie in my mouth. What?
Enjoy
So you've been
your
to Kryn, haven't you?
He says, oh,
stay.
yes, of course I've been to Kryn. I've seen the bay at Blackpool and the Black Dragon Gate. Have you heard about the Black Dragon Gate? Does it still stand to this day?
Have I heard about the Black Dragon Gate? The gate stands taller than it has ever stood before.
Well then, another person from this faraway mystical land. Have you been to the deserts of Drukesh? Have you seen the Black Spire?
Have I seen the Black Spire? I've been into the Black Spire. I've been so deep in that spire that I just been inside it. She's like half of a glass of wine deep.
Well, another.
So-
You must be an adventurer of some renown if you've been inside the Black Spire. What other distant lands have you been to, my lady? Please do tell me. And he seems to end his tales, and he just pulls a chair around and sits like chest to the back of the chair, leaning over in between you and Thorne.
So yeah, I've been that Black Spire, yes, and the Gate of the Black Dragon, and I've seen Jack Black in concert, and I've seen I've been to the Order of Ash and Bone. I have seen Narcissa Donovich. I've seen her corpse's shrouded remains.
Oh. The Order of Ash and Bone, you say?
Yes, yes. I said yes. Yes, Queen.
Yeah, Toddrick's just gonna go.
I'm looking.
She's drunk and we can blame the booze.
Yeah, but what else is she gonna say?
Have you heard of the Order of Ash and Bone?
I believe I've heard of them only in legend. Have you heard of the Keepers of the Feather? And he leans into your table.
Keepers of the Feather. I have, but my associates haven't. So why don't you enlighten them?
Well, let me tell you, I believe that the Keepers of the Feather are active here in Vallaki. It is believed that their members can take the form of a giant raven. What do you say to that?
I say we saw some big birds on the roof, and I'm hungry.
My stout friend, you look ill.
Me?
No, the stout one.
What does stout mean?
The dwarf.
Oh.
Yes.
She looks at him, she's like, I didn't know that word meant dwarf too.
It doesn't, and I would appreciate if you didn't call me that.
Oh.
Yeah, just don't worry. Just it's okay. You didn't know. It's our word.
It's our word.
It's our word.
You look ill, my friend. What?
Is this an order of druids? How do they just turn themselves into birds?
Have you heard of this before?
Druids turn themselves into all kinds of things. I might have known a large raven or two in my day, but I don't know anything of this order of the feather friends, whatever.
Keepers of the Feather.
Keepers.
Yeah. Because I know what that is.
Yeah, I'm sure you do, Nanny.
Yes.
Have another drink here. And he hands her his drink.
I pinky out, start sipping.
Perfect. Yeah, he kind of leans into you and he says, "You've known many ravens," you said.
I've known some, yes.
And do these ravens turn into people?
Well, there were people who turned into ravens, so...
And you're sure they were an order of druids?
I don't like your tone of voice. Sorry. The guy, he's just... I would say I'm about 100% sure they were druids.
Have you ever heard of a were creature?
Yes. She slurs.
The
He's gonna.
that guy that we killed, he looked like an animal, and then he looked like a guy when he died. When I killed him, because I killed him.
Yeah, it was a were man.
Was he a were raven?
I don't know if he was aware of anything really, but no, he was a wolf. We killed him. He turned back into a man.
It was
Simple.
weird.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, in my travels, I have learned of all manner of were creature. I have fought all manner of were creature. I do believe that the were ravens, however, are friendly. They are allies to those who would fight evil. And as you can see, in my advanced years, I have fought a great many evil, as you can tell by my tale. And your friend here, she knows of the places I speak, the masterful lands I have traveled to, the woes I have faced. So, if you encounter these were-ravens, do let me know. I would love to hear their tales of adventure. And you yourself, if you have tales, please, I would love to hear them.
Nanny's face is in the stew.
Just out. Bubbles.
He's gonna grab Nanny by the back of the head. And just kind of pick her up and push the stew thing out and put her face back down on the table.
She knows about as much as the bottom of that bottle will allow her to know. We might keep you informed, but I can tell you right now, we're not going to go out of our way to come find you if we find one of these raven people. But what makes you think they're going to show themselves to us? They haven't showed themselves to us in over 70 years. What makes you think they're going to do so now?
That was an oddly specific amount of time.
You know what? Projecting aside, what kind of deal do you think is going on here?
This took a turn. I didn't offer a deal. I just suggested if you find them, to let them know, or tell me about their tales. Do you know one of them?
I don't know. I know druids who turn into ravens. They're not were ravens.
Are you
Yes.
sure?
I am. I hope I'm sure. You're making me second guess myself. I don't like it. I don't like you. All you want out of this is a story. What? I don't understand.
Yes, I am a storyteller by trade. Also, I have a tiger.
What?
Yeah, I think what is the general consensus of everyone at the table?
Well,
She's-
I am an entertainer.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
I've-
entertain with a tiger.
Oh. I have a net. I can catch your tiger.
You could.
I do that. I entertain.
If my
people.
tiger ever gets loose, I will be sure to find you in your net. You seem quite
But-
capable.
I entertain people by fighting.
I entertain people by fighting and then regaling them with stories of my fighting. Do you
Oh.
have tales?
I'm not very good at telling them, so you have to be there,
Okay.
and then you can tell people what I do.
She has a tail.
This is true. As does the tiger. Now, my friend, I don't know what association you have with ravens or druids of that kind. But should you have a tale to tell, I have a rather large wagon in town. You can't miss it. It's enormous, painted all colors. If you would stop by and there's a tiger, I mentioned, don't be startled by it. You could stop by and tell me your tales if you don't feel comfortable here.
He's gonna look at fucking Stewart, and he's gonna look back at the guy.
Well, maybe we can exchange story for travel after the festival, maybe.
Oh, you're staying for the festival.
Apparently, yes.
Well, then good. I will see you there. Should be a great time.
What was your name again?
Rictavio.
Rictavio, okay.
Yes. Yes, well, in that case, I will leave you. I won't bother you anymore. I'll return to whence I came and finish my tale. And he stands up and begins exactly where he left off, regaling the bar with his tale. When he's done with his tale, he grabs one more pint of Red Dragon Crush, shoots it back, and then says, "And I will see you all on the morrow." And he begins to leave the Blue Water Inn. And you guys are all left in a fit of applause as he leaves.
How come that guy was talking about where we were from? Wait, maybe that guy knows how to go there.
Well, I did ask him for a ride, so...
Oh, okay, but we have to do this festival thing first.
Where we're all gonna die, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, nobody said we have to stay for the festival. I mean, everybody just assumes that we're going to be here for it, but what is really keeping us here?
Well, no, I believe the note said attendance is mandatory. Pretty sure that was a thing.
Yeah, and bring children.
Yeah, and bring children. It's not sinister whatsoever.
So, Stewart,
yeah.
how sure are we that this is not a festival to sacrifice children to Strahd?
That it's not?
Yeah.
Oh, we're not sure of that at all.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
and you guys are wanting to dress me up as a child?
I mean...
Uh,
Okay, I never suggest this. I respect you, Toddrick. But, maybe we need a... where was that place? A Trojan dwarf?
I can make a costume for you. It'd be so cute.
I'm just saying, whatever's going to come get the children and take us, they're going to know right away that I'm a little fat for a child.
I don't
Stout.
think...
Have you seen some of these children?
Hey, he said you were allowed to say that word.
No, it's okay. We're close.
He gets a pass. It's cool. He's been around long enough.
But you're not a child. You're just short.
See, if she gets it, then everybody else is gonna know, and I'm not shaven.
All right, that is the best point you've made today.
Speaking of children, have I seen any children since I've been in here?
In fact, you, as you ask that question, two children run out from the kitchen and under the bar, like that little bar flap, under the bar, and then begin running around the patrons. And then the other one, there's two young boys, and they chase themselves back into the kitchen.
And then he's gonna be like, "And who lets children into a bar?"
How loud do you say that?
It just kind of he trails off as I'm saying it, just pretty much.
So as you're almost as if by divine intervention, as you're saying, "And who lets children into a bar?" You see the bar matron smack one on the back of the head and say, "What did I say, boys? Stay in the back. The patrons are out here. You trampled underfoot."
I think that the angry beer lady is their mother.
Yeah.
See? They're little. They're little, like, all over. You're little.
Okay, so the deception as Toddrick isn't going to work. We get that.
Yeah, I'm definitely not little all over.
And I mean, the best case scenario is they'd sacrifice you like a child anyway, right? So.
And whatever ritual they're doing, imagine how completely tainted it's going to be once you get sacrificed into it.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No, we don't.
We don't.
But if you did.
I like how the downside to all of this is me ruining the festival by being falsely killed and sacrificed as a child. I don't.
You'll be fine.
Are we actually friends?
No, okay, but it's like a lot of time until the festival, right?
Yeah.
What are we doing? And is there food and or things to kill?
I mean, I feel like. Thorne, do you have any spare bones? I mean, we got this little thing we can do. I'll explain it to you later.
Okay. She'll like dig out a few of the bones she couldn't use.
This
And-
just seems like a thing that's gonna need explaining, but
Yeah, I'll tell you later. I don't know. If we need something to fill up our day, we can go a bone hunting.
that sounds great. Yeah, this is terrible.
Never mind.
Hey, look, I can't do anything about magic, but if anything comes to attack us, I will kill it. You won't die. So don't say that, because I will kill it. And you fight good too.
I like your spirit. I think you might be drunk.
No,
Right?
not allowed.
To be drunk.
Right.
She's already down. Okay.
I didn't get the memo.
I think we should spend some time trying to figure out what this festival is about. But real covert, We got to be subtle.
That sounds hard.
It will be for you. Nanny, sober Nanny, might be better at this.
Well, you can meet Sober Nanny in the morning.
And Toddy, I know you can be something small. You can be something listening somewhere where people don't know you are. And I like that about you. Maybe I could run a shakedown. Me and Thorne go get something out of somebody. We got to figure this out. I don't want to die in 3 days.
Yeah, well, that's not going to be a real good thing. So, what? Say, powwow in the morning, eh?
Yeah.
That's all
Word
we
about
need.
community's
Nanny's right.
acclaim spreads.
At 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. You just making up time? Just making up a time right now?
The sun never comes up here. How do we call that?
That's true.
Yeah.
You just it's a convenient plot element that it's always morning or nighttime.
Yeah.
Or daytime. And it seamlessly changes between them at no differential time passing. Yeah, it's towards nighttime. You guys got here towards the morning, and you did a whole bunch of, like, Nanny went out to go to the field and watch the guy get his ass kicked, and Toddrick let a priest touch him, and then you guys had tea, and then you came over here and you had some dinner and you drank. So it's towards it's dinner time. It's after dinner time. So it's approaching dusk.
Nanny's approached the bed and is recuperating. She's out of spells from 1, so
So you guys gonna do a long rest in your
Nanny
chambers?
will.
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm down some hit points too.
You guys a little messed up? What happened?
No, but
I can't remember like if we actually saved or anything. Saved. Hit a save
Yeah,
point.
you guys saved the game. You saved the game. Yeah. So you guys are given rooms right here. You get it's perfect. It worked out perfectly because there's 2 ladies and 2 boys, and you guys get 2 separate rooms that the burgomaster has paid for right over here.
Nice.
perfect.
Yep.
Thorne
that's a good
hopes the bed is large enough to support her weight.
time. It supports your weight, but your tail leans over the side, and your feet are just past the edge of the bed. So it's like when a tall person sleeps on a couch.
That's gonna make a grumpy Thorne.
Yeah. I mean, what isn't? is the question, I think.
Maybe, Thorne, she says all drunkenly, we arrange our beds in like a L shape. You get the long side, and I get that shorter side, and we'll meet feet at the end.
Okay.
I just imagine me and Stewart are just hearing like beds dragging across the floor.
No, she can just pick it up. Like, her strength is a 16. She's
Like me still in it.
pretty beat. Yeah, with Nanny still in it, she would too.
Yep.
Pick it up.
Like she gets it. She's like, "What if we move the beds this way and you come this way?"
Okay. I can show you the world. Okay.
Yeah. Give her a little ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then she is just like out and drooling.
Perfect. And Nanny is still tipsy, so I'm sure she goes right to sleep.
Yeah.
And snores equally as loud.
Yep.
Toddrick and Stewart, you guys having your first slumber party in a while. What are you guys talking about? Just boy stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Toddrick, I keep saying this. I hate this place. You're with me, right?
Yeah, no, this is definitely a very, very weird situation we find ourselves in.
Well, okay, what's the deal? What's the deal with the Ravens? I gotta know what the deal with the Ravens.
You know, let me tell you what the deal is about the bones first.
Oh, the bones.
Yeah, and Toddrick's going to regale him the story of St. Andrew's bones.
Sure. So you know the story of St. Andrew's bones? St. Andrew's.
I know what it is. It's Toddrick's thing to just mispronounce every name.
So you wanna sell this guy somebody else's bones?
Hey, you know, I don't really think there's any kind of reward for it per se, but
We did this already.
yeah, but to put his, mind at rest. If it makes him feel better, if he thinks that the town is saved because there's magical bones.
Oh, that's the pimento effect.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's the gazebo effect, actually.
Oh shit! What's the pimento effect?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think it's something where you think you're eating a sandwich, but it's not really a sandwich.
I'm done. I thought I could do this.
What is this happening here? Oh, you can call it a loaf, but it's not a loaf.
What's crazy is we're doing these accents, but this is like just normally how me and Bitters would talk to each other anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we get the bones for this guy. They feel good about themselves. But where does that get us, right? I mean, we got to find bones. Where the fuck are we finding people bones? And priest clothes.
I mean, I feel like we can make up a story about the clothes being destroyed, and I'm sure Donovich has got another pair of clothes.
Fair. And he owes us one, so I like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
But we got to get something out of this.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we will.
My purse is getting low, buddy. Let me tell you.
Yeah, they seem to really like my story, and it just made me feel really good.
Wait, your story?
Yeah, about the wolves and stuff.
Toddy,
Yeah.
you're doing that thing again. You're hiding something. You're real transparent. You know this.
I might have told him about how I killed all the wolves
Right.
with my glaive.
Well, good for you. Good for you. I'm super happy for you.
I'm glad I could help.
I mean, he wanted a story, and what was I going to tell him? Oh, I tripped things up with a green magical vine. Like, that's not... Stu, you should have seen the look on his faces when this man yelled me. They thought it was some kind of divine intervention. Jeez Louise, it's just freaking magic.
No, wait. I like this. You're on his good side. He likes you. You bring him the bones. He's got to know about this festival. It's to the god, right?
I mean, it's to the sun, but
Okay, but all the information we want to get, this guy's got it.
oh yeah, but let's not put too much stock in the festival. I feel like they have festivals every other week for some arbitrary reason.
I feel like this festival is going to see a whole bunch of dead children.
Yeah, like the last one saw a whole bunch of dead wolves.
That wasn't a festival. That was a lie.
I mean, you don't think they're going to put the kids' heads on the spikes, do you?
You know, I would have said no before we came here, but
Guys,
remember that guy holding the priest by the throat? Didn't give a shit? Yeah, no, this is where we live now.
Yeah.
I really need to sleep, Toddy, but like this think about it, this I think is our best angle. We got an inn, we get the bones, we got a friend.
And Todd's going to go, yeah, I've got, yeah. He's going to turn around and kind of pull the blanket up over him. After a couple weird minutes of silence, he's gonna ask over to Stewart, "Hey, Stu,
What?
I really miss home."
Yeah. Say home is where the fart is, buddy.
Good night.
So the morning comes and Stewart's dead and he's died in his sleep.
It's the damnedest thing.
He died in his sleep. It was weird. You heard it was like Strahd, and then he was just gone. I don't know what happened. Oh man. So the morning comes uneventful. You guys rise, and most of you don't shine, and you proceed downstairs, and you see Rictavio is down there, and he's leaning over the counter, casually talking to the bar matron, and she hands him a little basket, little bushel, and he bundles it up, and he sort of ties it off, and he says, "Well, thank you very much," and he proceeds out of the door. What are you guys doing?
And then he's going to go to the knitting circle to get like some free like pastries and lots of coffee and tea.
So you're just going to assume that there's a complimentary breakfast too?
Yeah.
Fortunately, there is. You do get a breakfast when you stay here, and they hand you like some hardtack bread and no pastries, but you get a good hearty breakfast meal. There are some eggs, some hardtack bread, and a small glass of wine.
She kind of stretches and, well, I've got some knitting to do. For the children, I'll keep an ear out for any happenings while I'm sewing. And she saunters out.
Oh, you're working for Lady Lydia.
Ah, yes, Lady Lydia. But she has an exclusive little group for folks like me. You know, just always helping.
Yes, of course, for the festival, because all is well.
All is well. Yes, it is right there on the flyer. All is well. Well, speaking of well, I'm off to listen and recon and so.
Well, have a good day. She calls after you.
Thank you.
The other three of you, what are you guys doing?
I'll come downstairs. I will eat food quickly.
Yep.
As soon as they get to me. She just upends the entire plate, right?
Yep.
And then be like, I need to do some work for money. Is there stuff, heavy things that need lifting, or stuff like that? I can carry a lot.
I don't think so. I could ask my husband if he needs any work. I don't believe that he does. You're just surveying the entire building. You're just inspecting the entire place.
I tried riding the horse around.
It turns out it's real hard to open the door when you're on the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks confused. She's like, I'm sure that there's some work for you somewhere in town.
Who could I ask?
The burgomaster might have a job for you.
Okay.
Commit with me.
Wait a minute. Stay here. And she kind of hurries off into the back room for a few minutes. While she's gone, what are Toddrick and Stewart doing?
Stewart is spending some time this morning getting himself cleaned up and dressed and proper.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while on the road since he's gotten the chance to do it, so he's going to enjoy that, going about his ritual before he goes downstairs to get ready to face another day, probably starting with a cheap glass of wine because it'll probably help.
So you take a shitty one, you take some of the purple grape mash?
Yeah.
Okay. And Toddy, what are you doing?
He is gonna roll over, put his shitty brown coat back on, grab his staff, and walk down and try to actually sit at the bar.
Yep,
But
you do. The place is empty right now.
it's gonna be
Oh, yes.
just kind of looking around.
You see that Thorne is there with you.
Yeah.
She was told to stay there, so she's standing completely motionless where she was.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Thorne, can you pass me some of that bread, yeah?
Oh, she'll hand it over.
And as you do, a larger gentleman comes out of the back there, and he has a majestic black and gray beard. And he walks over and he says, "My wife tells me you are looking for work. Is this true?"
Yeah, I could lift stuff, carry things. She just kind of flexes a little.
Yes, well, I don't know if I need anything lifted, but I need something delivered here. It appears as though the wine is almost depleted. Our delivery is late. If you would be so bold as to find where the wine cart is, perhaps check the Wizard of the Wine's winery.
Okay, where's that?
He describes to you exactly where that is.
Okay. She does her very best to remember.
Yeah.
Take with all these missing kids. There's missing booze everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To hell with
That's way more.
Can't have that.
To hell with the kids. Let's save the alcohol. What are you thinking? Yeah, he explains to you where the Wizard of the Wine's winery is, and that it is outside of Vallaki. It is back out into the wilds of Barovia.
Okay. She'll be like, you, Stewart, gonna come, and you maybe come too, or just me and him.
No, I will not be going.
Sorry, I was talking to Toddrick.
Oh, to Toddrick, okay. Yes, well, take as many as you need. I'm not sure what would stop the deliveries from coming.
There were wolves out there.
Still, we killed so many of them. The
So
two
did I.
the two brothers that were standing, not brothers, the two friends that were standing there the other night with the furs. They are renowned wolf hunters.
Oh yeah?
Yes,
Me too.
neat.
Good answer.
Toddrick's gonna be like, well, now hold on, Thorne. We've been doing way too much for way too little. What?
I told him I needed to get paid. So
Yeah, but he also didn't tell you how much he was gonna pay you. And he's
Are you motioning towards him to tell you?
yeah,
what to do?
he does like a little neck thing, like he didn't tell you how much he was gonna pay you.
Well, that is true. I did not mention how much I was going to pay you. Let's see.
That-
What is Well, I could give you free room and board, food, perhaps some coin. How does
Food. Food and coin is good.
No, one or the other.
We have food.
Okay.
3 meals a day for 4 people.
And no coin.
Well, I mean,
He's gonna look over at Thorne.
food to coin.
Food, coin buys food.
Yeah, but if you don't have to buy the food and it's free, you don't need the coin. But
But-
coin buys other stuff.
Yeah.
You could buy more bones.
Coin buys food later.
Yes.
But also food now.
I feel like this kind of decision is something that is best left to Stewart.
She's totally happy to leave this decision to somebody else.
And Stewart appears walking down the stairs, finished with his morning ritual.
Yeah.
He looks sharp.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Pretty Boy.
You don't know how much I've missed this.
I'm sure you have.
Why does Thorne look confused? What did you do?
Let's say, what if we'll just round it out. I will give you 100 gold pieces. If you safely deliver the wine back to me.
And he's gonna look at when he says that, he's gonna look at Stewart and be like,
Okay.
I don't know what you did, but all right.
yeah, see,
Yeah.
Master negotiator here.
Well then,
Thorne looks very proud of herself because now she's convinced that she negotiated
is a
this.
master negotiator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she looks very proud of herself, and she's gonna preen a little bit, and then pick up her great axe and go wait at the door because she's ready to go.
Nice. Yeah, he tells you something as soon as I can find out. Why did you do this? Why? Terrible. He looks to you and tells you that he gives you directions basically to where this place is. He says, if you head out of Velaki and you follow the old Svalich road, there should be signs, but it's several miles west of here. You should find the Wizard of Wines winery. Is that
Stewart nods like he has any idea what's going
what's
on.
going on? Yeah. Perfect. You have the perfect amount of knowledge. Well then, the quicker you get on your way, the quicker you'll be back. Oh, the old crow says your elderly woman, your grandmother, and he points to not Toddrick. He points to Stewart. I believe she went to the Lady Burgomaster's home to sew outfits or something.
That sounds like her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In case you were looking for her, she came down earlier. It was all a Twitter about sewing and left. Well,
Thank you. Thank you.
do we leave her?
that's
You know,
it's entirely up to you guys.
I want to say yes, but
She's the brains of the operation.
yeah,
The crazy brains.
no. Is the Burgermaster's on the way?
No. I mean, it's not super far out of the way.
Yeah, but any inconvenience to Stewart at this point.
Yeah.
Let's just leave her a note.
No,
come back for her.
let's go get Nanny. We'll tear her away from her. God knows what she's doing.
The food was all sticky and made my teeth fit together.
That's a revelation, Thorne. Thank you.
You guys are here. The Burgomaster is here. The gate is here. So it's not super far out of the way. It's just not on the way.
We should probably get mad.
Yeah, let's get Nanny.
Let's get Nanny.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, and he's gonna be like, "Oh no, go without me."
We can't be off to see the Wizard of Wines without all four of us. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
We're just gonna look after your nanny.
Are we
Yeah.
gonna all like do that little kid like shuffling, stomping,
Just
pouting
link arms.
walk? No, where you're like mad
Yes.
and you're
No, just Thorne.
like, okay, mad.
So you guys angrily, you guys foe angrily and Thorne actually angrily
Enjoy your
proceed
stay.
down the strip to where you know the Burgomaster's house is. And how do you guys proceed to retrieve your Auntie Nanny? In fact, she probably just got there maybe 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm sewing.
I imagine along the way, Stewart insists they tell him what the hell is going on. But
that's true.
100 gold is 100 gold. I mean, I do a lot of things for 100 gold.
The guy says that the wine was supposed to come and it's not here, and so something happened to the wine. Maybe wolves, or something else we get to kill or beat up. Maybe it's bandits. Yeah.
I haven't killed a bandit yet.
I mean, this is why we have you. You negotiate, you do the killing, we get the cut. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So far, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
You're pretty good with your pokey stick.
No, that wasn't me. That was Toddrick.
Yes.
Toddrick's just gonna give him like a shifty look, like,
Come on, man. Just be cool.
yeah, sit down with confidence.
Your stick is pokey. His stick is not pokey.
That's what all
That's
the
true.
ladies say.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And mine's bigger. Yeah.
All right, it's enough. That's enough.
All right. So, Nanny, right.
So you guys are
Annie-
outside of the Burgomaster's house.
Like just standing on his porch,
Yeah.
like having this conversation in
Yeah.
front of the door.
Exactly.
I don't usually knock because people don't usually like to open their door to find Thorne.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't knock because that's not her job.
Stewart's feeling real official right now.
Sure.
Lapel's all done. He'll go knock on the door.
So you knock on the door. Doo, doo, doo. The door wrenches open, and you see the imposing figure of Isak just standing there. And he looks down at you and says, "The master did not summon you.
No, that's true.
What do you want?"
Can Nanny come out and play?
"Yes."
Good.
And
Thank
he steps back and closes the door. And you hear doo, 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 walking away.
Todd's gonna look at Stewart and like, should we ask him about his arm?
No, I was kind of wondering if he might be like two dwarves stacked on each other.
You haven't seen his arm yet. Just
No, yeah, I know, but like it's always hidden.
It is always hidden.
That's why I'd be like,
Auntie Nanny, you hear the door open behind you in the sewing room, and Isak is standing there, and he says, "Your friends have summoned you."
She probably just finished like a little joke with another little part of her little hen party, and it's
She snorts into her tea.
yeah. oh, Finnis, that's so clever. She turns around. Oh, I guess I'll well, I did get a little bit of work done. I'll come back later and fix the costumes then. And
Oh,
she
we'll be here.
oh, good job. And I love what you're doing with that that beholder outfit for your little Roscoe.
And you
Winifred.
and whatever you're making, yes.
Oh, it's a jack-o'-lantern for my friend. She runs outside. And Toddrick, you'll never guess what I made for you for the festival as a disguise. And she's got this big old pumpkin Halloween costume that covers like the full body and everything. She holds it up very accomplished.
Actually, you know what? Auntie Nanny, roll me a performance.
Oh, nice. Okay. 8.
It looks great.
And it's fantastic, you know. It's all patchy.
You have that same feeling when your grandmother buys you socks and you're like, nice.
Yeah.
They both match.
See, it completely covers you, Toddrick, so no one can tell that you're really a grown person.
We should really start discussing our plans when Nanny's sober.
You can wear it and blend in.
So I assume you guys fill Auntie Nanny in on the way to the western gate?
We let Thorne do it because it's funnier and it was her idea.
Perfect. So I assume, Thorne, that it is very similar to the, or if not exactly the same that you gave Toddrick. Yeah. And they laugh and just, sort of snicker behind you as you're giving this thing. As you guys approach the western gate of Vallaki and proceed out into the wilds of Baruvia.
Once we get out of the wall, she's gonna pull out her axe and get into, search mode. Because she is hoping that there'll be something for her to kill out here. So she's just really looking for it. Super excited. Stuff to kill.
So for now, you appear to be on the exact same road you were on when you came in here. But you are ready for business. At a minimum, you're ready to defeat the Huns. So you guys are here. Right there. Beep. Beep. Let me see if I can ping you guys over. There you go. You guys are there at the town of Vallaki. In fact, now that you have discovered it, let me go ahead and just put that right in the map for you. Because I can do that kind of thing. Boom.
Oh,
Vallaki.
snap.
You guys have discovered Vallaki. And the guy told Toddrick and Thorne that it is several miles to the west. So you guys proceed to the west, I assume.
Yep.
Is that true? All right, so the first leg of the journey is fairly easy. You guys get back to the bridge you crossed before, and you make it to a crossroad where you see, I believe you see signs.
There were signs mentioned.
There were signs mentioned, yep. So the road comes to an X intersection, excuse me, with branches to the northwest, the northeast, the southwest, and the southeast. The lower half of a snapped wooden signpost thrusts upward at an angle near the eastern elbow of the intersection. The top half of the sign, featuring arms pointing in 4 directions, lies in the weeds nearby. You guys can easily orient this and kind of figure out what direction it goes into. And once you do, it says Kresk and Solenka Pass is to the southwest, Lake Baratok is to the northwest, Vallaki and Ravenloft is to the northeast, and Berez is to the southeast. It doesn't mention the Wizard of the Vines, though.
But we were told which direction.
You were told west. However,
Okay.
there is a northwest and a southwest pass.
Ooh.
She growls at the intersection.
Nanny's going to remember her Taroko cards and say, my 4th card, the broken one, said, "This card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. Your greatest ally will be a wizard. His mind is broken, but his spells are strong." His mind is broken. Could that be a drunkard, you think, since he's a brewer? Maybe it's part of fate.
Okay, but does it tell you which way to go?
No, it doesn't tell me anything about that.
Well, I'm glad we had this talk.
I'm gonna take some of my small bones, like spare small bones, I'm gonna roll them around in my hand, and then I'm gonna throw them on the ground like I'm doing some kind of fortune telling.
Like you know anything that you're about to do. Yeah, sure. The bones scatter and to pop around on the ground, and there they lay.
Do they lean in any particular direction, or?
Roll me Arcana with disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be good. Yet another thing I have a -1 in.
So you sort of, you grab a few extra bones, you roll them around, and you throw them, and all of them go to the west. It happens to be that you are facing the west when you threw them, but they all landed in the west, for sure.
Okay. Well, she'll point to that like she did something very important.
Like she knows what this means.
I'm helping.
Mm-hmm. Roll me, anyone can roll me a perception. Anyone who's perceptive.
Hey.
Seriously,
So
what is a secondary nat 20?
So, Auntie Nanny. So, Toddrick, you are still distracted by the thought of were-ravens. Auntie Nanny, however, you are perceptive and concerned about wizards, and you're at this crossroads, and you're looking and you see to the northwest, the path sort of dies off and becomes like a footpath. It's not so much of a well-traveled road anymore. And there's a little bit of more overgrowth as this path goes further. However, the path to the southwest looks like a well-traveled, at least wagon trail.
Well, we don't have a wagon anymore, so I think either path will work for us. It depends on where we want to be. Do we want to be in an overgrown path or a straight and narrow road? I mean, the road to me seems the safest, but who knows? There could be danger. Doesn't have to be animals and creatures and things that lurk in the dark. It can be ill-intentioned foes.
Here's my thought. Someone's getting wine from the vineyard, the winery, to town. They're not doing it on an overgrown path.
That's true.
Yeah.
Follow the cleared out road, and we
Okay.
all forearms.
I'll pick up the phone.
And we're off to see the wizard.
Wonderful Wizard of Life.
Yeah, so you guys link arms and begin to skip down the road, and it passes rather uneventfully. You guys are following this not so much winding road, but you are following this road here. That's where you guys are. And the road eventually comes to an intersection and splits. The road continues on forward in a westerly direction, and then the road also loops back around in the direction you guys came from. Do you guys proceed, or do you follow this alternate route?
Maybe west is best.
We know you guys love shortcuts.
Yeah.
All about waste.
Another perception check? Maybe get it.
Yeah, you can do another perception check if you want. Also, everyone has advantage for the retweets.
Hey.
Yeah, you kind of look down the path, and this looks like it was once a well-worn wagon path. However, it has sort of decayed over time. There's like grass over it, and it looks like a wagon hasn't been. It looks like a wagon's been here like within the last couple months, but not like on a routine or weekly basis. However, the direction you are going, the road you're on, still has relatively well-worn wagon tracks.
Okay. I was trying to find clues of like anything that would lead us toward a winery, but yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately nothing here. There's no missing wine barrel.
No convenient little plot trail.
Nope, not here. This leads back somewhere else in the mountains. But yeah, you can tell that this is an actual road, not a footpath. So I assume you guys continue onward on the path you're currently on. Okay, so you guys continue on for quite a while. This probably takes you about 3 hours to get to this point here. And as you do, you see that there is a footpath that splits off to the north, that sort of descends back into the woods, a little bit of an overgrown footpath. There's a path that leads off to the south. There's a path that continues to the west. And at this intersection, you do see another signpost.
Okay.
Bless you.
I like signposts.
Yeah. I'm bored and hungry.
So you go to you try to eat the signpost? Sure.
Yeah.
What does the signpost say?
So you guys see a weather-worn signpost on the road. There are 3 arms pointing down to the 3 different branches of the road. The arm pointing to the north reads Kresk. That points kind of through the woods. And you see... okay, so the north one is pointing this way, over here. Like up. And you can kind of see a bridge. You see like an old stone bridge there. You see another one pointing the direction you came, and that says Valaki. And then you see one pointing southwest, which is this direction over here, and that says Wizard of the Wines. And that road slopes gently downward.
Would you look at that?
I will read it very, very, very slowly. And then eventually... That says, why?
Yes, good. Good.
So I'll just start marching in the direction that it points.
I knew she'd get it.
Those lessons have been working out so well.
Yeah. She's come so far.
Yep. So, yeah, sorry, that's this way right here. So you guys head down this way. So the path, again, becomes, like, you guys go for, like, probably about a half an hour, and the path becomes a little bit more dense. Like, the undergrowth is kind of, like, up on the road. And it looks like this is more of a footpath, but as you're walking, you see there are absolutely ruts where the cart has passed this way. It just appears as though they haven't bothered to trim the overgrowth in this path. So you guys make it all the way down to about here, and you see a vineyard sort of open up before you. And there is a large building in the center of it. Presumably the Wizard of the Wines. You guys proceed towards that way?
I'm just marching up towards it unless somebody stops me.
Yeah, Nanny's going as well.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, this was Thorne's job, but, Stewart trusts Nanny to babysit.
To babysit, yeah. To make it all the way out there. So let me see here. I have literally 900 maps. Literally. One of these is the Wizard of the Wines. There it is. Boom, baby. You guys find yourselves at the Wizard of the Wines winery. Right over here. Did that work for you guys? Did I do that right? This one, right here.
Yes.
Do it on the right.
Ping. Boop. Ping. There we go. Nanny found it.
Nanny found.
Good job. So yeah, you guys are finding yourself at the Wizard of the Wines, and you are in front of the main door of this place. And yeah. So you see before you, this place kind of opens up into a massive, winery. At first, you see there are stairs leading up to the building. The first thing that grabs your attention is to the right of the door. There's a massive veranda, and resting on the flagstone veranda are 3 massive wooden tubs, and each one has a short ladder bolted to its side, and seems to have some kind of basin tucked underneath each one of them. And behind each veranda is at the back of the veranda is a large sliding door that leads inside. You see the door here that leads into the building, and you also see a massive wagon that still is loaded Parked inside the loading dock is a wagon with 3 barrels set in braces on the bed, and there's a raised wooden walkway around that leads in into a loading area with an open door. That is this right here.
Okay. I will point out the open door and the barrels. And like, maybe those are the barrels the guy was supposed to have.
It's interesting that the door is open.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's open, that means it's a free invite to come in, right? Like that's
True.
how that works.
That's not how the law works, Toddrick. But we've discussed this at length.
He's gonna look back at Stewart and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm just trying to make myself feel better about breaking the in. Okay,
Look,
just let me have it."
I dressed myself up today. I'm not going to sully the uniform yet. And Stewart will call out towards the open door. Hello? Oh, there.
And your voice echoes, hello, 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 inside.
We better go in and make sure whoever lives here, whatever kind of wizard drunkard guy, is not dead.
Yeah, Thorne is growling at the echo.
Yep.
I'm like,
As if someone's challenging you to come outside.
yeah.
Hello, hello.
She's starting to get a little bristled.
Sure.
All right. We'll go in.
Okay,
I'll go first.
fine.
I know you want to, Thorne. But I
Fine.
don't necessarily trust you to not cut the head off a guy who startles you.
That's fair.
Fair.
Sneaks up on you. Sorry.
Nobody sneaks up on me.
I would catch him with my axe.
Nothing.
I'm like a cat.
She's not.
So do you proceed inside, Toddrick? Are you leading the way?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Toddrick.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. Cool. So you guys begin to walk inside. Stewart, you walk all the way up to that door. Do you proceed inside? So as you walk inside that door, you see that there is another double door to your right that is wide open, and the rich smell of fermenting wine fills your nostrils.
Thorne is starting to like wine.
Mm-hmm.
That's not-
Stewart will peek his head in this door and shout out again. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. And as you peek your head in the door, you see that this room is dominated by 4 enormous wooden casks. Each one is about 8 feet wide and 12 feet tall. And there's a massive wooden staircase in the center that climbs to a balcony that hangs over the top of each one of these giant barrels. And from where you are, you can see stacked underneath the balcony are a bunch of old barrels that are empty, that appear to be empty at least. They're sort of toppled and some are in disarray. Each one says the Wizard of Wines burned into the sides of it. The balcony climbs another 5 feet as it continues along the west wall, and ending at doors leading to the winery's upper level. You can kind of see it like slope up to like another set of stairs that leads higher.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and beneath the sloping roof stretched thick rafters upon which scores of ravens have quietly gathered there, all peering their beady little eyes down.
Stewart's going to take a step in and call back kind of quietly. Toddy, you want to come in here and have a look at this?
Oh yeah, sure, no problem. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, I lost my guy. Yeah, he's gonna turn the corner and go, yeah, no big deal.
And there is just like dozens of birds, dozens of large ravens in the rafters, all looking down. And you see like as soon as you make a weird noise, you see one of them like, "Arr!" And then like a few echo, like, "Arr!" And like they ruffle their feathers. And Thorne, you can kind of see this from outside in the hallway.
I am not moving because
Perfect.
I don't like it.
He's-
Your teeth are grinding.
He's gonna look over at fucking whatever your name is, Stewart.
Mhm.
He's be like, you think You think these are were ravens?
I mean,
Regular ravens.
If they're not, we've been drinking bird shit. Just saying.
He's gonna look up at the ravens and be like, "Are you guys were ravens?"
And as you whisper that, the balcony creaks, drawing your eyes to a wild-looking figure hunched over the westernmost cask, pouring a flask of thick syrup into it. This person wears a gown made of disgusting animal skins, like it's not very well tanned. They have a headdress with massive goat horns that kind of come out of it, and her hair is wild and ungangly and unkempt. And you suddenly see something skittering towards you across the floor, as what looks like the stickmen just sort of come clawing out at you. All branches and twigs just sort of across the floor. And the person disappears behind one of the barrels, and you hear, "You're too late!" And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
For what? I didn't know we were on a time schedule.
Turns out you needed 3 hours and 15 minutes, guys. You only have 30 hours. Turns out. Sorry. Yeah. So that was tonight's episode. A little bit of role playing exposition there, and then we'll jump into some nasty combat next time. It'll be fun. So we'll go around and do our introductions, and then go host one of our friends. We'll start with. God damn it. We'll start with the wonderful pole arm wielding, bone stealing KW Frags. Who are you? What are you doing here? And who is Toddrick? And what did you think about tonight?
Well, I am definitely Toddrick. And tonight was great. I feel like I got thrown a side quest that I absolutely didn't want to do, so we're not going to do it. And I feel like it might screw us in the long run. Like, you know what? Toddrick is just done dealing with priests and their weird locked up kids in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I'm KW Frags. Every so often I will stream on here and all my own stuff. And I'm KW Frags on Twitter, and I'm a mod here, and I'm friends with Bitters and sometimes Mike.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I'm also in his living room right now.
That's true. Someone who's definitely not Toddrick. Mr. Bitters, who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of tonight?
Yeah, Mr. Bitters. I hate almost everything. It's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's why I'm here. I moderate around here sometimes. Usually I leave Frags because he's better than I am. Yeah, if you want to see more of me, come back here. I thought tonight was fun. We dicked around so much, and that's really what I'm good at.
You did.
So
you sure did.
Yeah.
I had to hold some reins there for a couple times.
10 out of 10 would slumber party again.
Yeah. I think someone who did the most work this episode, which is ironic given the character. Madfish, who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of tonight?
I'm Madfish. I hang around on the internet and make stuff in my store. And Thorne, he has a really hard time with situations in which he's not killing or eating or sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she does know that she can lift heavy things. So, yeah, she asked for a job, and now she's got a job, and now it looks like she's going to finally get to kill something. But I have to wait till next week.
That's true.
I want to kill something now.
And last but not least, the glue that binds the party together.
Yep.
The only person keeping this game on rails. Rem, who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of tonight?
Yeah, I might be glue, but it's not quite dried out yet. Had fun. Got to have my little sewing circle with the women. It was good. Found a part of me that I didn't know existed. Might pursue it more. Who knows? Name's Rim and Insomniac Sync. I have my website there. I sell adventures for D&D on the DM's Guild. And if you like me in Curse of Strahd here, you can see me play Hiram Shanks, the Lizard Folk Sorcerer, on Income Roleplay tomorrow in another Curse of Strahd game. So I just like Vampire Worlds, I guess.
I can honestly say that I did not expect you to. Is that a train? That you
That's a
live in?
train. I live next to a train.
You live in a train?
Yeah, I live in one. Yes.
Perfect. I did not
Both.
expect you to jump into the sewing circle. I can honestly
Hey.
say I don't know why I didn't expect that because it's perfect for who you are.
Have fun, man.
I did not expect that at all.
Knitted so hard.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, guys, with that, we're going to get the hell out of here. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. for Blaze in the Dark 6 and 20. We'll be back on Thursday for, what's that one game? Havoc in the Hinterlands. And then I will be gone this weekend because it's New York Comic-Con, so I'll be doing New York Comic-Con things. And then I'll be back with fun stories of my exploits, and it'll be rad times. So definitely stay tuned for that, and check out my Snapchat, Instagram, all that good shit if you guys want to see that stuff. Because I'll post up on it. But for now, we're going to go raid our friend Ted over at Nerd Immersion. Cool guy, get to meet at PAX. Definitely go check those guys out. They're doing a lot of good stuff with their channel. And from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.